AK68J coming to you on this Wednesday. It's 5 o'clock, guys. We're a few minutes late as I just literally walked in my house. Mike Owens is going to be running late for sure because I know he lives about 20 minutes from here. So what I'm going to have everyone do, Frankie, Crypto Navigator, talk about how your day is going as I take a moment to message this out to everybody. I think I just dropped my phone. Hold on a second, guys. Let everybody know how you guys are doing. Things are a little chaotic right now. Oh, there's my phone. I was like, where'd my phone go? Frankie, Crypto Navigator, let everybody know how you guys are doing, man, if you guys don't mind. Last minute stream.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Just keeping an eye on the market. A few coins that I'm looking at some retracement levels, hoping to get in here within the next week or so, or a couple days on a few.
Love it. Love it.
I am extremely bullish right now. When I see so much FUD on certain currencies, I get really bullish. That just tells me we're getting closer. I mean, we've been at this climax moment for so many months now, and I think we're at the stage where, we were kind of at like 2021, where certain things were going on in the background. Exchanges were potentially going away. Some exchanges did go away. We had a lot of FUD with BNB back in the day. Similar, it's kind of like rhyming, literally. But the market is definitely different. We got, a lot of major money moving into space right now. And, for the first time in history, we have regulations that are actually being laid on the table and Congress actually talking about it. And Europe has been really putting the pressure on banks to, move forward with instant payments. And I think it's just going to come here even faster now that that's happened. And we actually have HSBC to tokenize gold. I mean, come on. Exactly. We've been waiting for a bank. We've been waiting for a bank to come on board and say, hey, we're going to go ahead and tokenize an asset that hasn't been used as a currency for 70 years now. So I think we're go time, man. I don't really see much left that we need as far as a reset system to where what we need to actually get there. So I don't really see anything left. So it could happen at any moment.
I agree. Frankie, any takes on what you're seeing in the market? I'm gonna get started right now. I'm trying to blast this out to a few more people, and I think we're gonna be ready to go here in literally just a couple more. Matter of fact, I might actually be good. Okay, I think I got it out to everybody. So, guys, I appreciate you guys. This is probably one of the most chaotic starts on my X Live, just because I had to run in the house. Me and Mike got caught in traffic, and we've been at auctions all day, buying, bidding. And it was just really chaotic. Then we ran from one auction to the next auction, and then we tried to time it. I thought if I had an hour, I would make it home, and traffic was just chaotic in Vegas, out here in Las Vegas. Ridiculous. And I don't know if you guys are from cities where it seems like anytime you go to that city, they're always doing construction, like downtown LA or downtown Atlanta, Georgia, or Las Vegas. Just there are certain places you go, and it always seems like they haven't fixed something. I don't know what's going on with that. Vegas. But in Vegas, it's everywhere. It's bananas. It's absolutely everywhere. So. But guys, welcome to the greatest way to continue your day or start your day. Depends if this is your first show you watch. My name is James, AK68J. Been in crypto since 2017, documenting my journey in the evolution of money. And I'm super excited as about 13 months ago, we started this amazing family called the Crypto4Life family after co-hosting with a friend of mine. And we've been having some incredible interviews, a lot of great people on the show, guys. I got a lot to talk about. I know we have a lot to talk about. So again, forgive me for being a little bit late and for, being a little unprepared. And I know, again, Mike is about 20 minutes from the house, and we got Crypto Navigator that's going on at 6 o'clock. So let me show you guys a couple things before we actually get started, guys. I'll try to buy Mike some time, and then we can kind of jump into some things here. First, before I go into anything else, let me run over to my my X page here, if you guys can see that. First thing I want to do is just give a lot of love and shouts out to the Crypto4Life family. We've been growing leaps and bounds, guys. I think I've seen like our X page has literally jumped up hundreds of people. It's just been bananas. Our Crypto4Life page, for those of you guys don't know, go over and check out. Let me see if I can put it up over here. Our Crypto4Life page has been on fire. Let me pull that up real quick. If you haven't been there, here it goes right here, guys. Crypto4Life. Make sure you hit the subscribe notification bell. You guys can see all the amazing interviews that we've been doing. We just had 2 days ago Jimmy Valley on. We've had Rob Cunningham on 5 days ago. Crypto Miles on. Patrick Riley, Echo, CypherX, Cassius Cuvée. Obviously Edo Farina Versan. We've got Crypto Navigator on the show all the time. Mike O, Frankie Legend, just so many guys. And by the way, guys, this Friday we have another episode, the second episode of Ladies Night, and I'm so excited. The response from that, guys. I was actually sharing this with Alan. We talk personally offline, and I was telling Alan just how amazing the response has been. The amount of people that have been reaching out to be on the show has just been absolutely incredible. So you guys don't want to miss any of that information. Also, what I would like to do, guys, if I can real quick, is let's go over here and say thank you to DAI. DAI has been putting a lot of posts out about the Crypto4Life channel, just how, he's appreciative of what I've been doing. There's some more here. 7 hours ago, he put something out here after I made a comment to a previous, this is probably I think he's put 5 or 6 of these out where he's taken my videos down and he's broken them down and put them on his X page. I think he's done 2 or 3 today. It's just been absolutely incredible. And one of our members, shouts out to Karma Carmichael, who actually sent me a message. And he actually sent me this, see if I could find it here. I believe this is it right here, where he showed me is that it right here, DAI's channel. He said, James, go to DAI's channel and look at from the 9-minute mark on in and see what he had to say. So I want to play that for you guys. And then I'm trying to buy some time until Mike Owen gets here. But let me go and show you guys this real quick.
Now, I wanted to show you, I got so much information, and I haven't forgotten about that bacon, by the way. We're at about almost 10 minutes here. I may have to go for the first time ever on this show, check on the bacon while I'm doing the show, because we do not make edits here. Very rarely. Crypto4Life, I've been watching a lot of his shows lately because he keeps on doing interviews with interesting people, and I've been watching a lot of them. And I remember he's at 23,000 subscribers. You guys need to all go and subscribe like I did, because I remember when I was at 20-something thousand subscribers, and that you've come pretty far when you get to that. But I would have loved to have had someone. Now, look, I don't mention people because I'm just being nice. They bring the good content and they deserve to be mentioned, and I'm happy to do it. But I would have loved to have people, highlight me and stuff. And so I try to help other people. Why does my battery keep doing this on my phone? On my that sound it makes when you're
and by the way, guys, this went on for about just over 10 minutes. That he literally gave me 10 minutes of his 22-minute show. So out of 22 minutes, me and Mike Owens today it was over 10 minutes. Almost half the time was being he utilized to talk about Crypto4Life, to talk about the channel, to talk about how much he appreciated me and what we were doing and the guests. And so I'm just beside myself excited and appreciative, because what he was saying is he was hoping that it would have been great when he was coming up and he was at 23,000 subscribers if someone like him would have came out and push him to the forefront, and he's been doing that. And what we've been seeing, guys, on our Crypto4Life channel is just amazing amounts of subscriptions, follows on X. I mean, leaps and bounds. And I'm just so thankful. And I want to say thank you to Crypto OG, to Karma Carmichael, to a lot of people that are on part of our Crypto4Life family that are really connected to DAI and other amazing YouTubers and people who are out there, pushing the narrative and doing the do, where they're paying attention to what these people are saying. And so they're bringing this to my attention. I won't make you guys listen to the whole 10 minutes, but I'm just telling you guys get an opportunity to go there and support my brother, DAI. It was incredible to see what he was talking about the show. And definitely kudos to him. It was about, like I said, half of his entire show was on Crypto4Life. That was amazing. And guys, let's just make a comment about that, because I know me and Crypto Navigator always talk about being humble. It's a thing that you do when no one's looking. It's about your heart heart. It's about staying the course. It's about never sacrificing integrity for growth. Me and Crypto Navigator probably talk more than anybody in this space about integrity and doing things the right way. And Crypto Navigator, oh, Mike O made it. So great. So Crypto Navigator, if you don't mind, and I'm gonna ask Mike O the same question. Why do you think this is happening? And you know my heart. You know how excited I am, and me and you talk about it like two brothers offline about just the things that we want to do and how we want to do things the right way, and how sometimes we won't even show up. We get agitated because maybe certain people aren't doing things the right way, but we want to make sure that that's what we stand for and that's what we represent. And so talk about that if you don't mind, just why you think this is going on and how you feel about it. Cause I know you know how I feel about it.
Definitely. Yeah, man. I think it's about coming to the understanding of what your gifts are, and once you come to that understanding and you're actually applying those gifts that you're all given, everybody has them. I think you just kind of reach another level where I've said it many times. I feel like sometimes everybody else is standing still and I'm moving right around them. They're moving in a completely different speed that I am, mainly because I can see what my direction is every day. I have I wake up every morning and I realize I'm here for a reason. And I think a lot of people struggle with that and come to grips with what it is. They just, so for us, we have that understanding. For a lot of people that don't, I feel sorry for them, but it took me a lifetime to get here, guys. This wasn't overnight, I mean,
Right.
This is part of trying to figure out who I was and why I'm here on this planet. And, it takes a lot.
That's right.
Life is not easy. It's what you put into it and
Absolutely.
not really what you take out of it. And once I came to that understanding, it got a lot easier for me. And then
Absolutely.
I realized that I am here and we are all here for a purpose, and
That's
we
right.
do serve a purpose in this world. And, figuring that out's the hard part, but once you do, it's enlightenment. And
I agree with you. I agree with you with that. Mike O, I had to mute you for a minute because I'm picking up some background noise from you, but talk about, just some of the things that we talked about today. And you saw the video when Karma Carmichael sent it to me, and we both jumped on my phone and we were just like, wow. And I remember some of the comments that you said as far as just people recognizing what we're doing now. And it really kind of, that passion. I can't say we've been passionate for 13 months, but I remember you asking that question a month ago, why are you doing this? And now for people to actually be seeing that, what are your comments on what we're seeing as far as the type of support this channel is getting? And, you're with me more than anybody else, probably almost as much as my wife is, as far as the business that we do together and stuff like that out here in Vegas. What does it mean to you as my best friend to see some of the things that's going on with the show and the type of comments and things that you're seeing?
Well, first of all, how you doing, Crypto Navigator?
I'm doing well, man. Good to see you, man.
Good. Frankie Legend, how you doing, man?
Good, Mike. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. James, man, I just have to say, man, I'm really proud and honored to be part of your journey that you have going on, and it's well deserved. I mean, it's just people are starting to see the fruits of your labor, and it's just a benefit to me to be on this ride with you. I'm just so proud. I talk to my wife every night about who your next guest is and what they've established in life and what it's doing for you. It's just a great feeling to be part of that. I'm like a fly on the wall, but a little bit more than a fly on the wall, because I get to pick your brain every day and benefit off of all this knowledge and excitement that everybody's bringing to your channel.
Right. Yeah, no, definitely. And I appreciate you, Mike. And for those of you guys who don't know, Mike O is my best friend and someone who got into crypto probably about a year ago and has already turned his portfolio into a 7-figure portfolio. So congratulations and thank you very much, Mike. Frankie Legend, you've known me for 15 years that I've been with your best friend, which is my wife, Jeanette. You guys were best friends before me. What does this journey mean to you, and just being a part of this whole movement with Crypto4Life and seeing the type of attention we're starting to get? It's almost like we're just getting started. Tell me your thoughts on that, brother.
Yeah, I mean, this whole channel, your journey, I think, in YouTube, I think, is definitely just getting started. I mean, it was a while, I think it was year. Well, how long ago was it when you came by?
About
It was a
13
lot.
months. 13 months.
Yeah, it was a long
Yeah.
time ago. We had a
Yeah.
good conversation, and I told you from the get go, I like the direction the channel's going. It's kind of like a different approach, right? And then just the guests that you've brought on are very interesting, and those are guests anybody could bring on, but I think you definitely have a different approach and interview style. You have ability to bring out information or extract information from them, things that are on the mind of your viewers. You get them that information from these individuals, and they're interesting individuals, right? And then it's a unique group. It's not just any one type of person, right? You're going out, you're getting venture capitalists, you're getting music artists, you're getting people in the financial industry, everyday people like myself. You know what I mean? Like, you're getting all these different takes on the crypto industry. So it's a unique approach, and I think you're finally getting some recognition, and I think you're just getting started. I think there's a long way to go for this channel,
Thank you, brother.
and
And so
I'm
what I
happy
want
to
to do,
support you.
thank you, my friend. I appreciate you and definitely appreciate your support over the years. Before we get into talking XRP, crypto, and everything else, guys, I want to bring up a few amazing guests, kind of piggybacking off what Frankie Legend just said. Guys, I'm really humbled and honored to have this young lady on. Her name is Shannon Thorpe. Many of you guys remember Shannon from the Wells Fargo whole deal that she was talking about as far as her valuation. And then obviously, one of the reasons I always tell people to be patient and understand that, you can have these evaluations. You can have, just like what Jimmy Valley and Molly Elmore have put in place. But at the same time, when you have a corrupted government, when you have someone, or should I say corrupted SEC, they change the narrative. Even if there's something you heard, or there's price predictions like, hey, in the next 5 to 7 months, we could be looking at a $200 or $300 XRP and those type of things. Those things change when you have the people who are supposed to protect us with a hidden agenda, with their own narrative, with their own corrupted game of chess. And so when you have those things in place, it's very hard for those evaluations to come into fruition. But we'll talk about some more of that in just a second. But again, I want you guys to tune in. We have again Shannon Thorpe on. This is going to be a Wednesday, which is what is that, a week from today, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so I'm really excited. She had to actually talk to her legal team to make sure, and I had to submit questions even prior to getting her on. Her legal team approved it. And so she gave me confirmation today that she's going to be on. So I was really, really excited. She'll be on the show here again next Wednesday. We also have, guys, a lot of stuff we're going to be going over here. Again, shouts out to DAI for sharing all this information. Let's see who else we have. Obviously, we got my man, Crypto Navigator here, Mike O and Frankie Legend. Thank you guys for being here on our episode of Hanging with the Fellas. We're going to get into some really detailed information and some really big topics that I think we need to discuss. But before we do, I want to make sure that I bring up some more guests that will be coming on. We've got Molly Elmore coming on, guys, tomorrow, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So Molly is partners with Jimmy Valley, was part of the whole evaluation that came out with XRP. You guys heard me talk about it. If you go to the very top of my X page, you'll see that pinned deal when I was talking about that $25,000 to $35,000 evaluation by 2030. So extremely excited to have Molly on tomorrow. And then we have a treat for you guys as well, which will be, let's see if I can find it here, Monday. So if you go down here, let me see if I can find it maybe a little bit ways down. And then we'll get right into the show. Monday, we have a special guest on, and see if I can find it. It might be kind of down here a little bit, guys. Be patient with me. Dave, which is XRP Lion right here. So Dave, for those of you guys who don't know Dave, and he actually put together this thumbnail, but he says he's XRP's number one price discovery expert. He also in 2022, I guess it says he won the Nobel Peace Prize. Prove the impossible for QFS. We're going to find out what that's about. So that's usually have a Nobel Peace Prize winner on your show. I'm sorry, but that's a big deal. He called himself Mr. Quantum XRP. And then I was able to have a conversation about him with Jimmy Valley, and found that he actually had, he's really good friends with Jimmy. And Jimmy said that part of what they did with the valuation. There's a part in there that mathematically shows how XRP could be $1 million. And the person who actually came up with that formula is Dave. So we're going to be asking Dave, how did he come up with that that deal that was actually submitted to Congress, if you will? And so this guy has done some interesting things, and we're going to find all about that on Monday, which is this Monday coming up, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, April 1st. And trust me, the fact that I'm having a Nobel Peace Prize winner is not April Fool's Day. I know it's April 1st, but he's actually coming on the show. So for those of you guys think, is James joking? I am not. So guys, that being said, let's talk about the elephant in the room here. SEC wants $2 billion from Ripple. $2 billion. So there's some stuff that I actually have here on my X page. I'll bring some things up, but I want you guys to talk about that, and we'll start with Crypto Navigate. I know you guys were on with the fellows over at the boardroom, Crypto Tells, Uncle Buster. I think there was a few others that were on there the other night. Berserker, and I couldn't actually make it on the show, but I watched you guys for a while. You guys were talking about this whole thing. So, and for those of you guys, before they actually get everyone's answer, tune in if you get a chance. Go to YouTube, Crypto Navigator. That's my brother that's sitting right here. He has a YouTube channel that comes on every single Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you're talking about one of the greatest guys in this space with one of the biggest hearts, Crypto Navigator. So let me get your answer to that, if you don't mind, Alan. Just your thoughts on the SEC. Is this desperation? Are they really that naive and crazy to think that they could get $2 billion? And then with that, with the amount of FUD. There's a lot of people in the space right now that are kind of going head to head. I've even seen a couple comments here live right now of people saying, is XRP, a crap coin? I mean, it's causing so much doubt as far as what Ripple's doing with the XRP. Are they selling? So I just want you to take a moment to talk about that and your perspective on that.
I appreciate it, James. Yeah, the SEC has nothing. They have institutional sales at best. What is that valuation number? Nobody really truly knows. It's
right.
Another stall tactic. They are literally going to push regulations probably in right at the same time as my prediction. Not financial advice, but I mean, this is really all set up. They're losing control. The other regulatory body, the FTC, already gave them a pass. They called it a digital currency. Right. I mean, it's already set to where it's going to be utilized as a currency. They know that. They can only control securities. So at this point in the game, we're dealing with an XRP token that's sold on the secondary market. All the utility that we have right now as far as volume is secondary sales. So every XRP holder basically right now is a secondary sale. So we own a non-security asset, which is very powerful. We have the only clarification on that exact status in anywhere in the space. So the SEC knows that, and they know if they lose this case that they're going to have major problems. And that's what this is about. They're just trying to kick the can down the road as much as they can, throw a really high number out there so they can collect some kind of money, because they are only funded by what they can collect on these lawsuits. So.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I remember last year at XRP Las Vegas, I think Brad said, or somebody made a comment, and maybe even Stuart Elderready had, which is XRP's legal counsel, said that, hey, if it's 700 something million, just let us know what the number is so we can get out of this. Well, sometimes when you say that, they listen to that and say, okay, well, you can afford that. Let's go after $2 billion. I think that they're just throwing, mud at the wall right now. They're just trying to do anything they can to disrupt. And I think a lot of us feel that way. This is not about regulatory clarity. This is not about doing what's best for the American people. Here's the thing. The part that really irritates me is when there's something said about Ethereum, right? And this is and again, I'm well diversified, which many of you guys are, right? But the thing that really pisses me off about this space is there's no togetherness. There is no togetherness, because when they filed the lawsuit against XRP years ago, everyone kicked XRP to the curb. Coinbase delisted it. Everyone delisted it. And all you heard were people, even some of these big time people of other projects. I don't have to name names. Lord, I'm not going to do it because I piss somebody off. But the point I'm trying to make is all they did was throw XRP under the bus. And then XRP went 3-0. Judge Annalisa Torres deems as not a security, July 13th, 2023. You had all these things that have been going in XRP's favor. And as soon as one little comment is made about justice, about truth, oh, you know what? ETHGate is real. We've got Stephen Narev. There's all these things that have been said and done, and it's proven. There's documentation and recordings. And by the way, maybe ETH is a security. Oh my God, the market just loses its mind. And all of a sudden, let's kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya. Everybody wants to get together and do what's in the best interest of ETH. But as soon as the SEC, and that's just what this last week. But as soon as the SEC comes back and says 2 billion, oh my God, we knew it. XRP's crap, and then they've been selling XRP. So, anyways. With that being said, let me read this before I go into Frankie and Mike Owens. It says here, this is put out March 27th, 2024 today. It says Ripple CTO says it's near impossible to avoid selling XRP, and here is why. So I want to break this down for those people who maybe don't read or who just don't have a clue why it's necessary. Let's break this down a little bit. The Ripple CTO, David Schwartz, has revealed that it is near impossible to avoid selling XRP amid increased scrutiny of Ripple's XRP sales and the departure of an XRPL infrastructure provider. Ripple has taken the spotlight for its XRP sales amid the latest development in the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit. For context, the SEC opening remedies brief filed this week shows that the agency demands $2 billion in penalties against Ripple, noting the firms continued to sell XRP after Judge Torres' ruling last July. And here it says XRP loses another infrastructure provider. So it goes into that as well. Let me see where let's see if I can find what David let's see here speaks. Okay, so Ripple CTO speaks for Ripple on XRP sales. Okay, responding to the DevNode Productions disclosure, David Schwartz emphasized that it is almost impossible for Ripple to avoid selling the XRP. He cited an earlier remark from him in it says from him March 2021, in which he noted that if Ripple gave him a bonus of $1 million XRP, he would need to quickly sell half of the bonus. And so he puts it right here. This is, it looks like it came March 26, 2024. Okay, so it actually shows where he talks about that. Let me see if I can open this up right here. It says, let's see, if Ripple gave me a million XRP bonus tomorrow, I would have no choice but to sell half of it very quickly because my marginal tax rate, Fed plus CA, for earned income is around 50%. Distribution is very hard. Okay, so that's that part of it. Okay, let me go back in here real quick. Oh, wait a minute. Did I just lose my article? Wow, I think I just lost my article, guys. Sorry about that. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, according to his earlier disclosure, this is due to his tax obligations for capital gains in the federal and state of California setups, which amounts to 50% of income he earns. Citing this scenario, Schwartz stressed that distribution is difficult. In his latest remarks, the CTO added that Ripple does not have another choice when it comes to their XRP holdings. Schwartz rightly stressed that the community persistently complains about the company's extensive XRP holdings. However, there are also complaints when the firm looks to reduce their holdings by selling the XRP tokens off. According to him, Ripple doesn't have a lot of options. Schwartz has repeatedly emphasized that Ripple is always seeking ways to drastically reduce its XRP holdings, with sales being the primary way of doing this. Okay, when a community member suggests that the company put the XRP tokens in an XRPL AMM to bolster liquidity, Schwartz noted that such a move would result in single-sided deposits, as pumping more XRP tokens to the AMM without equal deposits of the other asset in the pool could lead to price impact. Panos Merkruss, co-founder of Andos Finance, argued that Ripple should have enough funds to handle deposits of other assets as well as XRP in the AMM pools. He noted that if the company helped out in this way, they would assist with liquidity provisions, bolstering participation. Interesting. Very interesting. Anybody wants to make a comment on what I just read?
I believe Weed Say When put out a patch for this this launch, like a 2.11 or something like that. I saw something just pretty recently on that. So, I mean, this is something that is going to be utility for, you know, XRP and holders of XRP. I believe they wouldn't set this up to not make money.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's to provide liquidity for the whole network. I mean, this is going to be a big deal. And those that eventually, you know, provide that liquidity are going to be, you know, pretty well off. Plus, I don't know if that even constitutes as a taxable event at that status as well. So for those that could provide large liquidity amounts and not take a taxable event, that would be wonderful. I think if that is set the way it could potentially be when the actual law gets put into the code that we need. See, nothing is going to be set in stone until it's stamped in the United States code. Whatever they deem these assets, they
Right.
are, whether they're commodities or a virtual currency or even a currency itself.
Right.
You know, that's the legal clarification we need, stamped in the United States code, and then we're set.
Right.
Can I ask a question to you guys? Just want to get your opinion. What do you think that they want to consider XRP? I mean, do they what do you guys think that they actually want to consider? A commodity, a security? You know, I'm unsure. It's just I'm not clear what the SEC is trying to do here.
Virtual currency only makes sense. I mean, that's what the CFTC labeled it as. I can't see why they would change that. I mean, it's kind of like a double-edged sword. It's not a security. It's not a commodity. It's an in-between, and that's the perfect language I think we're looking for right now. We're looking for an in-between language that Congress can get on board with and make it it's an agnostic currency is really what it is. No, it's not paired or tied to any country at all. And that's what we need for an asset to work worldwide. And that is really what they've started out to do from the beginning. That's why I've always liked XRP and always thought it was going to survive no matter what, because of what they initially set up.
Yeah.
A layer zero with that, you know.
Yeah.
I love that that's what Ripple and XRP are trying to do, but the SEC is just like you said, Crypto Navigator, this in between that they're where they're treading water, they're using that to their advantage to come after them every way possible, and it's just so unfortunate because we do need some clarity, but they don't seem to want any clarity in this situation.
Well, it goes back, yeah, it goes back to what I was saying before, Michael. Is I think the thing that used to frustrate me, and the question that I used to ask myself all the time, is how don't more people in the space, you know, especially the maxis out there that are Bitcoin maxis or Ethereum maxis, whatever maxis, how do they not see the value of XRP? And the conclusion I came up with, and I shared this many times before, is I think it just comes down to not understanding business or not understanding what it was created for. And so I think there's 4 types of people that really understand this without a shadow of a doubt. The people who have done their research and due diligence, the investor that's in it long term, not the guy who's looking for a quick lottery scratcher or a casino deal or a quick pick or something like that, right? A roll of a dice, or let me get rich off a Chicago coin that's got 15 zeros and a 1. I don't think that guy gets it, because that guy wants instant results, right? And so we're going back to talking about the turtle and the hare, right? The people who are the hare that want fast, they're buying Chicago coin, baby cousin coin, doggies, groomers, nephews, coin, and all. I don't want to say any coin to offend anybody, so I'm making up these ridiculous analogies, or ridiculous coins. But the point I'm trying to make is that the people the retail like you and I who understand, we understand it, right? The guys who get it, the guys who, and then I'm not a maxi, I'm very well diversified, but I understand what I hold, which is why I'm so heavily invested in it. Now, that's the first thing, the retail guy who gets it. The second person, I think, is the institutions that are embracing it. The people who actually, because you got to remember, Ripple has been doing nothing but creating, forging these amazing partnerships globally. So this is not one of those things that there's just a few people in it. You're talking about countries, you're talking about institutions. So I think the retail guy like you and I who get it, the institutional investors, or the people who are ready to utilize the technology, I think Ripple itself understands, and I think the SEC understands. I say it because what they're doing, to answer your question, Mike, this is not about not understanding. This is because they do understand. They got it when Ripple was number 2. They got it when Ripple was the number 2 asset in the world behind Bitcoin. Most people don't even realize that, and that's the problem. If you don't do your research, you can't understand the value of what it is. So, and I know people are sick and tired of me saying this, but it goes back to what it is. They purposely went after Ripple. They had an agenda to stop this technology, because if anybody has done their research, remember the government tried and tested this technology. They wanted to control it. They couldn't do that. So the next best thing is, because they knew what it was, just like I gave you 4 people, the retail guy who knows what's going on, the institutional companies or entities that are embracing the technology, Ripple itself, and the doggone government and SEC. They know exactly what it was created for. Right. And so, and by the way, so does Vitalik Buterin, because there's videos of him out there saying Ripple's the one. That's the key. They're the ones that's got it right. It's on video.
They definitely didn't expect a John Deaton to come along and put a monkey wrench in their whole process that they had going on. And they're asking for $2 billion. It boggles my mind on where they're coming up with that number, because the sales to the public, they deem those not securities.
Yeah.
And then the SEC doesn't have jurisdiction over any other country. So from what I understand, 95% of the institutional sales were made outside of the country. So you're left with this very small amount. And, I'm not real versed in it, but it's legally, I hear that institutional investors in themselves may have an exemption from being part of the claim that the SEC has in the first place. So they're just not acting in good faith. They're here to protect us, but if they were here to protect us, if they did, hypothetically get $2 billion, I would love as a taxpayer to get some of that money, but they could split it amongst all the XR people, all of us that have been hurt so bad, give it to all of us so we can go and reinvest in more XRP, because that's what we do. Look, so it's just.
Yeah, it's not about the $2 billion. Let me give you guys an analogy, and I'm sure you guys, Frankie Legend, Crypto Navigator Michael, and those who are watching can follow what I'm saying. You ever watch a good movie or a movie where there's somebody who kidnaps somebody? Let's say they always got these fiction movies. They're not real, but these movies where this criminal organization kidnapped the president's nephew, and they want $100 billion. Well, they don't really want $100 billion. What they wanted to do is just crash the economy. Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, that thing, Dr. Evil. But say $100 billion. Right. The point I'm making is that it's not about the money. It's about stifling the innovation, continues this fraudulent, this crappy lawsuit, so that Ripple can't take off. So what's the motivation? The banks. What's the motivation? The big money here in America. Because how do you single-handedly take one of the most innovative countries on the planet, right there in San Francisco, where we're known for innovation, and we were at the forefront of crypto, all the technology, we're at the forefront, and somehow you single-handedly embarrass this once revered great country when it came to technology and innovation. How do you do that? And why do you do that? Well, banking institutions don't care about anybody else but themselves, about their pockets. Anybody want to make a comment about that?
Yeah, one thing to say. Well, this is the dilemma with Ripple, and this is what I see. And listening to your show, James, you have people like Lewis Jackson on, Rob Cunningham, yourself, James McFadden, aka you guys all vouch for the fact that Ripple has integrity and character. And the dilemma with that is it may be a lot easier just to say, hey, SEC, we want to figure out how we can get past this. We want to figure out how we can settle. But the problem with that is a company, person with integrity and character like that, they'll fight for that integrity and character. So it's going to be interesting how this all plays out, because they also have a business to run. So which route are they going to take? It's very confusing, and it's a very difficult decision that they have to make. Right. But it's definitely not going to be anywhere close to this $2 billion. That's ridiculous.
So Alan, what is the number from Prometic sales? Was it 200? Was it 700 and something million? Or something like that they proved that was it.
I don't know exactly.
It was some weird number like 700 something million. So instead of the SEC saying, okay, hey judge, we want to get that number that we know that Ripple can afford. That's not what they want. They want a number that puts Ripple in a position. The only way they can pay it is to liquidate a massive amount of XRP, therefore hurting the people who are investing in it even more. This is not about giving a real number. This is not about resolving this, Mike. They're begging for money from Congress right now. You don't think $400 or $500 million would help them out right now? Bull crap. It's not about It's not about making things right. It's not about regulatory clarity. It's never been about that. It's about protecting the big money. It's about
American
protecting
gangsters.
American gangsters. Go to my doggone channel. It was just what last week I did a show on American gangsters, meaning the SEC. I'll put it up right here. I mean, we tell it like it is on this show. That's one of the things that we do is that we keep it 100. So if you want to keep 100, go over to the Crypto4Life show. It's right here. We just did what last week, right? Where's it at? American gangsters, right there. That's what it's not about resolving anything, because if it was about a resolution, matter of fact, if they were halfway smart, they say, okay, well, you know what? Let's settle with Ripple. Let's squeeze them for a reasonable amount that doesn't hurt the company or the people, because they love the people, right? And then they could take that money and keep on with all these stupid facade lawsuits that they got right now. They'll have the money to do it, but no, that's not what they want. They realize as soon as this whole thing is over with Ripple, it allows all those companies out there that have been waiting in the shadows, all these relationships that have been forged behind closed doors. Even when the market was crashing, Ripple was, they were continuously buying these companies and bringing on these amazing people and forging new relationships globally. They probably got more business relationships than anybody in this space. They don't want they don't want that to flourish, Mike. That's the problem. They don't want.
No, I get it.
As soon as you settle, you're giving them the green light. And do you realize that's the one company in this space you do not want to give green light to? Because if they do that, every other company that's being mistreated in this space is going to go back and go, wait a minute, what about Ripple? What about the fact that they don't want that? So I don't think there is a number. I think when you say 2 billion, it's like the damn movies when the people holding somebody 100 billion, they know they're not going to get it. They're just trying to confuse the feds and confuse everybody else so they can go back and knock out the power grid or knock out all the gold out of Ford. Whatever the hell their real mission is what it is. And so with the SEC, it's not about the damn money. It's not about clarity, and it's sure not. And I stand on this with everything that I am as a person who's been in business for 30 years. It's not about the damn American people. It is not. This is about slavery. It's about control. It's about the matrix. It's about keeping people in a position where we need them. They'll cause these problems and then offer the solutions. It's just keeping this really jacked up circle of life going on. And that, in my opinion, is what's going on. Whoever wants to take it from there, go ahead. I'm sorry, I get emotional because here's what no. Here's the thing. Mike, you know me for 30 years. What's the one thing I hate? I freaking hate bullies. I hate bullies. I used to speak about it. I've done the YMCA national conventions. I've gone to schools. I hate bullies. And it doesn't take a smart guy to figure out when someone's being bullied. That's what this is about. Go ahead.
Let me go real quick because I got to jump off and get ready for my stream. In my opinion, this show that we're watching here with, the SEC, it's always been a pay to play. Any big company that's ever come through, trying to get regulatory clarity for anything, has had to pay.
Absolutely.
The SEC is notorious for not doing their job and charging large companies with extravagantly high fees and getting it like Elon Musk. Elon Musk got sued twice by the SEC and had paid the first time and even got forced into a perjury situation. And, that's how they play. They play dirty. And I don't like that.
Right.
And that, you talk about bullies. I don't not more on top of even worse than that is people that don't play, not necessarily fair, but they don't play by the same rules as we do.
That's right.
No, go ahead. Crypto Navigator. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, so, we're dealing with the rogue agency at this point. We all know that. And when you got to put the dog down. And I think that's what Congress eventually, in a very short period of time, is going to be forced to do. We're in an election year at the end of it. So
I don't want to point any fingers or anything like that. I'm just playing devil's advocate here, and I'm not saying who may do this, but is there a possibility that this price might be suppressed to some degree because Ripple is smart enough to understand that the SEC may have tried to pull a trick like this, and if the price had went up to $5, $10, $15, then it wouldn't be $2 billion right now. We might be talking about $10 billion or something different than what it actually is now. Is that a possibility that the powers that be can be smart enough to realize that they have to cover this from a strategic angle, and that's why the price is where it's at right now?
Right.
Crypto OG's comments pretty spot on too.
Mm.
I was
Go,
going to
go
mention
read
that.
it. You can read it if you want. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, remember what Gary said at MIT? Ripple was going to have to maybe give some of the escrow to the incumbents. To make a deal, maybe got to give 10% to each one of the
Absolutely.
legacy banks. And
Yeah.
I believe that from the beginning, Crypto OG. That's why I'm glad you put it up there, because that's ultimately what I think this whole plan has been. It's always been to split the escrow between all the banks that have the Nostro Voso accounts and just replace that. Give them additional liquidity that they don't have to cover, bank runs, et cetera, so they can continue the same Ponzi scheme that they have with the fractionalized lending and make tons of money. They're never going to give up making money. So you have to figure out a way that they can all still make money in real time and utilize, technology. Because, way do we actually get clarity? What the heck's going to happen in the SEC? What the heck are they going to regulate?
That's right.
Everything's on the blockchain. Everything's running in real time. We have trustless systems. Why do we need the SEC?
Yeah, I agree with you.
That makes sense.
You know what? I wish I knew how to edit this, Alan. I think we can actually add your YouTube. We probably could have done our stream together. Now that I think about it, but I know you got it going. I hate making you get off because I know you got a stream to start at 6. I know that I can add other accounts. I just don't know if I can. Let me see if there's a way to do that, because I feel bad that you have to get out of here, and I would almost hate for you to go.
I got stream this to your audience, but I don't know how to connect it to.
Let me see it. Let me see if I can figure it out. Maybe if I take off. Let's see if I can add.
That would be cool.
A YouTube channel. What is the? I think you might have to do it yourself, Alan, because it's going to ask for your credentials. Can you go up to the top where it says edit and see if you can add your page?
Let me see. YouTube. Stream this to your audience. YouTube title.
See if you can do that real quick. Because maybe we could just keep this thing rolling and we could send everybody the link and just have an even massive get everybody on the stream together. So let's see if we can do that real quick. So while Alan is trying that out, guys, Frankie Legend, your thoughts on everything? Because I know we haven't we've been so
I defer to you, Frankie.
I always talk about controlling your emotion, boy. But when I get hot, man, it's so aggravating trying to keep it all in when you know that we're being mistreated as a community. Go ahead, Frankie.
No, I'll give you a hug tomorrow, James. Don't worry.
I heard James getting on a roll, and I just let him go. I didn't want to interrupt.
Hey, man, I appreciate it.
But back to one of the questions you said, why doesn't the average investor realize the potential of XRP? Because I think that it's so much being orchestrated in the background, right? And then the original all-time high was all speculation, and now they're just building and creating partnerships and things like that.
Frankie, I don't want to cut you off. Alan, were you able to connect your channel?
I don't know. I'm going to find out. Hang on. Keep talking.
If you look and see, I don't want to cut you off, but I know you have to be at 6. So if you can connect it, and you can send the same link that I sent to you to everybody else that's supposed to be on the show, and they should be able to jump right on.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about doing here.
Okay, all right.
I have to quickly figure out how to do that.
Go ahead, Frankie. Sorry about that. Go ahead, Frankie.
Yeah, so now it's just a waiting game, right? Before everybody realized what XRP could do, and now that the foundation's being built to perform as it was intended, it takes a lot of patience, and the average person just doesn't have the patience, right?
Yeah, I agree.
I think everyone should have even just a little bit of XRP in their portfolio, just because of the pure potential of what XRP can do.
Right.
I don't think a lot of people have the patience to make that their primary holding at all. If you look back, most people have made or amassed the most wealth by just being an investor, holding for a year or two. But not a lot of people are going to do that. They're just not going to do that.
That's right.
As easy as it sounds, right? Because you see one coin popping off, you see another coin popping off, and what people do is they sell their crypto, hop into this one, try to ride that one up, sell their crypto again, and try to ride this other one up. But unless you're very good at technical analysis, or if you have a large bankroll to flip cash around like that, you're gonna miss the boat.
That's right.
You're gonna end up with less crypto than you started with, or take an L, because you don't know what's gonna happen.
That's true.
So that's to my opinion, that's why a lot of people don't realize the potential. For me, it's like I do see it being delayed. This $2 billion just tells me that it's going to take a little longer than we anticipated,
That's
unless Ripple decides, you know, to bite the bullet and say, look, you know what, I'll pay them, right? Which is
Yeah.
possible.
I
Which is
don't
possible
think
because
so.
when
Not that amount of money. Not that amount.
unless they have something
No.
ready to go where they
Yeah.
understand they can recoup that money. I don't,
Yeah.
but I don't see
No.
it. This just
Yeah.
tells me it's going to take longer.
Yeah.
And if you're looking at the XRP to BTC chart, it doesn't look good right now. So that tells me this between that settlement amount, proposed settlement amount, and the XRP BTC chart, it tells me that it's going to take a while for this to be settled somehow.
Well, here's the thing. Number one is most people couldn't have fought as long as Ripple has been fighting the SEC and spending almost $200 million. And they realize that. And that pisses them off. That's why Library is gone. That's why they've been able to do all the things they've done with Debtbox. Everybody. So they realize that most people don't have that money. So what do you do when you realize that somebody can fight a $200 million battle and they've been victorious? How about you know, screw 200 million. How about 2 billion? Let's get it out of range. Let's get it out of reach. Let's try to set it so high. Yeah, Dr. Evil, that no one could sit up there. And so while Alan, by the way, Alan, your show actually shouts out to Wayside Soldier says that it's actually streaming at the same time. So it looks like it's actually
is it
going together. Yeah,
it's simulcasting.
Yeah. Wayside Soldier right here says it's streaming together, Alan. Yeah, he did that about 2 minutes ago.
Fantastic. But I don't think my one that I set up is, so I'll have to let people know that one's no longer.
So if you send
I gotta get Cypher. Hang on.
While Alan is doing that, I want to have a little fun because I know right now my energy is just high up right now, and I know a lot of us are feeling. So I want to have a little fun if you guys don't mind. I worked really. You guys know how hard I've worked on this show. You guys know I pulled a lot of strings, and I want to share because normally on our YouTube channel, you guys know as a Crypto4Life family some things that we've done that no one else here on X Live knows. So I want to show an interview that I worked my butt off to get. I mean, I really worked my butt off to get this doggone interview with Dumbass Gary. And most people don't know this unless you're part of our YouTube. So while Alan's trying to get everybody on, let me share the interview that I got. I really had to make some connections, guys. I think I called some people in Congress that knew Elizabeth Warren that got Gary Gensler's cell phone number. So I got Dumbass Gary right here on the show, guys. Here it goes. Dumbass Gary, Crypto4Life. If you guys want to check it out, I'm going to play this for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. We put in a lot of work. That's all I got to say. We put in a lot of work. Let's see if we can get it on this recording of an interview that we had with Dumbass Gary. Here it goes. Can you please explain to the people, and I know that we've got a lot of stuff going on. For some reason, it seems like when you start talking, my video is kind of messing up. Can you explain to the people what's your motives and just what's going on your end? Guys, this is Dumbass Gary right here, Crypto4Life.
Hello.
What's up, Gary?
Can you guys hear me?
We sure as hell can.
I'm a dumbass.
We know that.
I'm sorry.
What you sorry for?
Can we settle?
We've been trying to settle, but your stupid ass is asking for $2 billion, Gary. What's going on with you?
I'm stupid.
We know that.
But I'll answer any questions you guys might have.
Good Lord. You guys got any questions for Gary? Huh? I got to ask you guys right now. Does anybody here have any questions for Gary at all? No? Well,
I don't talk to idiots like that.
Being that we don't have none while Crypto Navigator's getting everybody on, for the Crypto4Life family, for all those that are watching right now, the almost 500 people live, this is for you. Crypto Tales. Stack it up.
Hey, look, 4 years and it's still no cheers. If you're selling and I'm still all in. What do you do when your freedom is an illusion? How high will it go when the XRP get the movement? It's amusing when you know that you ain't losing. Going back to go back, got them choosing. Which one? Bag it up. This one? Stack it up.
I'm sorry, guys. We got to have a little fun on this show. I had to break the ice because my doggone nerves are getting bad thinking about the SEC asking for $2 billion damn dollars. Ridiculous. All right, guys, take it away. Frankie, Legend, Mike, anything you guys want to add to the fact that I worked hard to get Dumbass Gary on the show? Anything you want to add to that?
I think Gary needs to just retire and hang up his hat and do us all what he says he's out to do, and is protect the investor.
That's right.
I want my protection.
That's right.
I want my protection that the rest of the world is getting on board with innovation.
Facts.
And all you're doing, Gary, is stalling it up for me and the rest of my family and causing all kinds of potential issues for the rest of the United States.
Right.
You know,
exactly.
We were the ones that created this technology here, and it's time to rip the Band-Aid off.
That's right.
That's what
we want the right to be able to make money, but I mean, what goes along with that is, I mean, we may lose money, but I want the right to be able to lose money too. If I put myself in a situation where it was a bad investment, so be it. I'm a grown ass man, and I can handle myself. So, I mean, I know there's some bad actors out there, but you know, it's just really unfair what the SEC is doing because they know that Ripple is a solid company, and they're trying to do right by people. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
And it's funny because me and Mike being best friends and hanging all the time. It's funny because we have these conversations. A lot of times he's like, James, we'll have these offline conversations. He'd be like, James, man, like, what do you think XRP is going to go? What And I just tell myself, look, man, between me and you, it's really sad because what the SEC is doing is really hurting the retail person. And when I look at Mike, someone who's probably made $800,000 to $1 million in the last 6 months in his portfolio, none of it is attributed to XRP, not one penny. And that's, I'm just saying that's the sad truth because they're not allowing. You got Chicago coin can get you rich. You got this coin can do it, but one of the greatest opportunities and greatest assets out there is being stifled, being squeezed down, and being manipulated by the SEC, keeping people, and what they're trying to do. We hear it all the time. They're trying to shake people out. And I don't know what's going to come after that, but they're trying to shake people out and in turn hurt what's going on overall. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, luckily I'm listening to some very smart people like Crypto Navigator, yourself, CypherX, and I'm just understanding that it's a good investment. Right now, XRP, I invested more money in XRP than any other crypto that I own, and I've made the least amount of money on that asset than any other crypto I own. But I'm keeping the faith that it's going to be what we think it's going to be in the future because we've went through the .com bubble, cell phones. Hell, I remember going to Blockbuster and they're telling me, hey, we're going to close this store, and I'm not getting it in my skull. Netflix. I'm not understanding as I physically see them locking the doors after I leave out of the store. I'm not missing this one. So whoever's coming along on the ride, I mean, let's go because they're fighting tooth and nail like this because they know that this is going to make a major change in the country and in the world. And I'm going to be part of this revolution. I am not going to miss this one. So, James, you'd like to talk about some of the things that I've accomplished in my life, and I appreciate it, but I worked so hard to put myself in this position and work so hard and give so much of my time. The plan B is what's going to make that life-altering thing happen in my life where I'm okay. I'm counting on this one. It's going to be there for me, and I'm inviting everybody on the ride because we just have to hold strong, and we'll get there.
Absolutely, guys. And by the way, Crypto Navigator, did you send a link out to everybody else, or do I need to do that?
I did. We're good. I'm
okay. I'm waiting for them to come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So they can hop on at any time, and we can add them into the equation. Crypto Navigator, Frankie Legend.
Yeah, regarding people hesitant to invest in XRP, I actually have a plan that kind of alleviates some of that stress. I use a company called I Trust Capital, which allows you to trade your IRA for crypto, gold, or silver, or anything like that. So what I plan to do is just keep that allocation or whatever money I have invested in XRP in that fund, right? That way, when it does skyrocket or whatever price it goes to, $100, $1,000, whatever it is, I can use those funds to retire on tax free. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
If you're struggling
I got a question about that when you're done.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're struggling to like hang on to it and you're frustrated, I would say diversify as well. Have investments into other coins. There's a lot of good projects out there, a lot of them. But keep that that ace of spades in your back pocket. That's called XRP is my suggestion.
Yeah. And you're right when you talk about other, and that's one of the conversations. And by the way, welcome Dual Citizen and my man GDLT. Welcome, guys. It's so crazy because I think they were backstage, Alan, and I didn't see them because I didn't scroll down far enough. So my apologies, guys, for making you guys wait back there.
No problems.
So
you got
go ahead, Alan.
I just want to add. I forgot now.
You're asking Frankie to explain what he's talking about.
Capital.
Yes. I Trust Capital. Yeah.
So now I'm going to bring the collective together for intelligence download here. Somebody's going to have this knowledge. So I get really good ideas and I just got to go with it.
Yeah.
So insurance has been on my mind lately. Okay. So if a whole system collapses as we know it, like the whole financial system, right, is insurance going to collapse with it? And if not, tell me why it will not. You know, so for me, in my strategy and what I'm doing with my money, I'm not tying my money, my crypto, with and pairing it with anything, not the financial system as we know it. I'm not pairing it with any USD, USDC. I don't USD nothing. I'm keeping it on a hardware wallet until I'm ready to sell it. When I sell it, I may swap and do a stable coin if we get stable coin regulations. But until we got stable coin regulations, I'm not putting my money anywhere. That's just my opinion. That's how I do things.
Yeah.
So, and the reason why is because of that question I'm asking the community. So if anybody can answer that, I want to hear that question.
That's a great question.
Yeah, I got some thoughts on that. So my family's in the insurance industry. I've worked for insurance companies myself on the IT side of things. And I would venture to say that only a complete and utter collapse of society is going to make those industries go away. I mean, it would have to get so bad, Alan, that I think that the powers that are controlling all this would lose control, honestly. For people that have IRAs, Roth IRAs, and have rolled them over into like iTrust Capital or a traditional, for me, I rolled over my 401k when I just recently lost my job into iTrust Capital, Frankie. And like you, I dumped it all into XRP. Not all of it, but 85% of it.
Okay.
But unlike Frankie, because mine's a traditional IRA, I will be taxed when I take the money out, but I can trade on it tax-free. But my point is that if you have that money and you don't want to pay taxes on it right now, maybe rolling it over into an iTrust Capital IRA, rather either a Roth or a traditional IRA, might be your best bet. Because if you do cash it out and then you buy crypto with it, you will pay taxes for sure, and then you can store it in cold storage, and that's fine. But to be diversified, to have it in two different spots, like I have some on my cold storage, I have some on my iTrust Capital, but the ability to trade tax-free on it is actually like awesome. Now, if it blows up and goes away, well, my 401k would have gone away anyway with that explosion also. So I see it as a win-win. I just don't see the insurance industry getting wiped out by this during this transition. I don't see that happening. But we're all speculating at this point. So
and what we'll do is because Alan and I joined our two channels together for this, we'll co-host together tonight. So what I like to do is give DJ Jazzy, XRP, Dual Citizen, GDLT, and Diamond Hands an opportunity to kind of catch up on what we talked about, and that is your thoughts on this really jacked up, corrupted move by the SEC requesting $2 billion, as if that's even going to happen, and the FUD that is created within the XRP community. So to kind of keep it in an organized manner, whoever wants to take it away, and then everybody can kind of follow from there. But I'm really interested in hearing you guys' perspective on that.
I can take that if you can hear me.
Okay, go ahead, buddy.
Yeah. First of all, I want to say what's up.
How you doing, my friend?
What's up, Frankie? What's up, Crypto Navigator, Dual Citizen?
What's going on,
Michael?
man?
Good to see you in here, Diamond.
Welcome, brother.
Yeah. Okay, the SEC, to me, their ask is let's throw something at the wall and see if it sticks. We know we're probably not going to get that, but we might end up getting more than what we wanted. And I think it's the same thing that happened with a certain dude that's running for president when they wanted their ask was like, $500 million. So that's the way I looked at it. I think it was more strategic than stupid, but it still looks stupid.
Great.
Makes sense.
I like it. Dual Citizen or whoever else wants to go from there. Or?
Sure, I'll jump on that. Yeah, there's no way they're getting $2 billion, right? Like Ripple, first of all, they can't afford that, and it's ludicrous. But I know a lot of people that probably freaked out and decided, oh my God, this is going to bankrupt Ripple, and they sold their XRP. The more FUD that I hear about this asset, the more it just makes me bullish that we're really close.
Right.
But I just think that in these SEC's case, like I don't know, like part of me feels like this is leading to like a distrust in these three-letter government agencies like the SEC, the FBI, all the stuff, all the truth that's coming out. It's almost like it's preparing people for maybe abolishing these abolishing these. Now, this is super conspiratorial, but abolishing these 3-letter agencies when we move into whatever new system we're going to. But yeah, it's absolutely asinine for them to ask for that. But the show goes on, I guess, right?
Yeah. And let me ask GDLT the same question, but I want to add something to it, a little bit of jelly, if I could, to that peanut butter question. Is number two, the 2 billion is ridiculous. First of all, number one, the 2 billion is ridiculous. Number two is creating FUD and a lot of chaos within the community. And number three, is it really even about the doggone money? Because I gave an analogy before you guys came on about movies we watched in the past where someone was taken hostage and they said, we want $100 billion, knowing that the company can't pay it, just to continue to, exactly, the Dr. Evil deal. Just to really go after whatever the narrative is, which is, I think, is just stagnating the technology and the growth of what Ripple's trying to accomplish. GDLT, your take on that, brother, and then we'll go to Diamond Hands.
Hey, appreciate you having me on, man. What's up, everybody?
What's up, brother?
The Phoenix has got to rise from something.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Wow.
Phoenix has got to rise from something, man. So, the level of FUD, everything's gonna peak. It's gonna go to, we just gotta have that level-headed mindset and just, keep our eyes on the road, and all this stuff is just passing by and temporary. So, but it's got to burn down and rise up. Hey, prepare for just negative FUD campaign on Ripple in general. And then all of a sudden, just one positive piece of news turns it all around, that's how crazy this space is. So,
yeah. It's funny because I agree with what G's saying, and it's nuts because we always, sometimes people make comments like, or for example, Brett Garlinghouse says flip of the switch, and then you try to figure out what does he mean by that, which I think I got that figured out. And then Rosie Rio says the train has left the station, which I think I got that figured out. What GDLT just said is the Phoenix will rise, and what I'm thinking of the thought that was coming through my mind at that point is when we talk about people getting shaken out. And I made a comment when I said this is going to be the greatest story in people's life or the biggest regret. And what they're doing right now is they're adding fuel to that whole narrative. What is that, kerosene or whatever, when you're putting on a grill, lighter fluid, whatever, they're adding lighter fluid to the narrative where I think, and I'm not saying this for sure, but I think they're looking to forcefully get people out of this. They're shaking people out. And unfortunately, the weak will run. And the weak will run to other coins, maybe even to other coins, maybe those other 90% that won't be here long term. And then all of a sudden, that switch flips, and I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight. Diamond Hands, as you maybe answer this question, anybody else wants to jump on, but I think it happens to the point where people jump out at 60, maybe 70, maybe 50 if we retrace, and all of a sudden it booms over $1, and everybody waits, but it never comes back again. And I think that's what you're going to have, a lot of disgruntled investors run. Diamond Hands, you're, and anybody else that wants to take it after Diamond Hand, go ahead, buddy.
All right. Good.
I want to go after Diamond Hands.
Okay,
go ahead.
For sure. Well, I'm a fighter and I like to stir up crap. So is there a possibility where we can, Ripple can counter for the 2 billion, or we already won the case?
Their response is on April 8th. Ripple's response is on April 8th.
Correct.
But is there, I don't know if y'all are lawyers or somebody on the panel, but can we counter for the 200 million or the 2 billion? And say we've already put a lot of money into it. Can a judge pay that? Would that make the SEC run?
Yeah, it's not a ruling or anything like that. They're just asking for that. That's what the type of judgment that they want in the case is. But they can counter them at $1 if they want to.
Yeah. The SEC could have said we want Brad's next 5 kids. They can say anything they want to say, as ridiculous it may be. And then obviously I think it was Dual Citizen or someone just said that it will be something that will come out when Ripple responds. I know Alan wanted to go. We also just added an Apex Crypto. GDT seems like he has something to say as well. So whoever's going to, Alan, I think next.
I know Apex just jumped in, so I'm going to let him go, and then I'll go after him.
Okay, so do you want to tell Apex what the subjects were, Alan, since you're co-hosting? What we're talking about?
Yeah. So Apex, shout out to you, brother, for jumping in. GDLT, Diamond Hands, Maiko, Dual Citizen, Sean, always pleasure. Frankie, appreciate you coming in. Everybody in the chat, I want to shout out to the chat. Everybody's super patient, and I really appreciate everybody letting us merge the streams together and being understanding about it. I'm really excited about where this conversation's going tonight. I've been wanting to talk about some of these things for a while and kind of break out of the normal characteristics of what we know as, you know, these digital assets and where they're going, and kind of get into some more fundamental stuff that we need to be paying attention to. Kind of like, you know, things that I mentioned, like, you know, if we do have a situation, is there going to be a safe haven in some assets like insurance and things like that? These are conversations we should be having.
Right.
So I'm really excited about how it's going. So anyway, Apex, we've been talking about, you know, the sentiment with the XRP case, what we think about the settlement price and where we think it's going to go. And we'd like your opinion on it. You've been in the space a long time. 2015, I think it is, Apex. So share your insights on where you think this is.
$2 billion in FUD. Is that really going to happen?
No, it won't. It's a wish list. It is, you know. Again, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know much about it, but it seems like, in what I've seen with cases like this, you know, the SEC right now, we're in a bit of posturing where, you know, if you talk to the SEC, they think they won because they got Ripple selling institutional sales of XRP. Ripple think they won because they said they won on the only thing that mattered, which that XRP in and of itself isn't a security. And so they're going to continue to posture, both sides are, and the SEC is going to ask for a ridiculous amount. I think Mark Fagel, who's ex-SEC, I believe, said even what the SEC is asking for is ridiculous. And so you've got posturing happen on the SEC side. They have to file their brief first, right? Now Ripple will file its reply. I think they have to do theirs by end April somewhere. Then the SEC will file a reply to Ripple's, right? And then it's before the judge, right? So it's all about, the SEC is going to say, yep, we need to fine Ripple this amount of money to discourage, right? Crypto is the Wild West. It's full of unregistered securities. We have to discourage other companies from doing this too. And so $2 billion, right? And Ripple's going to come back and say, I wouldn't be surprised if they came back and said, you know, nothing, or, you know, I would guess they're going to say nothing. I don't think they're going to have a dollar amount. And then the judge is going to, you know, split the baby. There's not going to be no fine. I don't think that's going to be the case, because she's already ruled that some instances of when Ripple sold XRP, it was a security, right? But they're not going to get anywhere close to 2 billion. I tweeted, I thought the max. Now, again, I don't think they're going to get this, but I think the max maybe they'll get is 200 million, maybe. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's even lower than that.
Because I think they take in consideration, you know, all the costs and stuff that Ripple put into this case. By the way, Apex Crypto, dope shirt, brother. I can read it from here. That's amazing.
I know, it's awesome.
That shirt.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
So let me ask you guys this. I remember, I don't know if you guys saw one of the responses Gary Gensler made to the courts, where he almost sounded like a high school kid going, you know, after Judge Annalisa Torres's ruling, Brad was just going around just saying how amazing of a victory this was for Ripple. And I'm just like, what? Like, it sounds like like he's having a temper tantrum or something.
Like, what is it, junior high? Like, it's ridiculous.
Well, the SEC lost the plot years ago, right? And now they're committed to this narrative of what crypto is and isn't. And I mean, the only way this is going to change, right? Gary Gensler's been at the SEC now, I think, for 4 years. And he's just someone is telling him this is the playbook. That's the only thing I can figure. He's going to go down with this ship. It's not going to change until there's a new chairman. I think he's committed until his handlers tell him differently. I don't think this is going to change. You're going to hear the same temper tantrums, rant, absurdities that he's been spouting on CNBC. His office hours. I don't know if you guys have caught any of his office hour videos around crypto. They're absolutely ridiculous. It's just this narrative is going to continue.
Does it feel like to you and Dual Citizen, and Mike, I know you might want to comment on this as well. Does it feel like this price is just another attempt to prolong the inevitable? Like, okay, look, this is coming to an end. I know the next phase is a negotiation as far as the price. Let's just say $2 billion, so just keeps this crap going on for a while. Do you feel like this is kind of like that type of thing?
It's just pushing everything back, right? Like, if they just came out and said, let's fine them $30 to $50 million, then Ripple would say sold. I'll buy that for $1, and then it would be over. But they need to extend this out. I wonder if anybody on the call tonight remembers when we were excited that Gary Gensler was getting in his chair, because we all watched his videos back when he was teaching,
Yeah.
and he was
Yeah.
pro crypto. And
Yeah.
I remember when we were all just like, oh, this is going to be awesome. And then he's going to drop the case, and he gets in there and it was like a 180. And I was like, what's going on?
I will say I wasn't super optimistic, just because Gensler was chair of the CFTC in the Obama administration. And now, granted, that was what you're talking. I think he was in that post 2012 to 2016 ish. So crypto was still very, very early. And then he leaves that post and gets this honorary. I don't know if it was a chair position, but starts teaching. Now he's the expert on blockchain, right? He's teaching a blockchain course at MIT. And so, like, part of me is like, man, if he's really all this pro blockchain, where was all that talk when he was the chair of the CFTC during the Obama administration? So when he came in, kind of like Janet Yellen too, she was in the Obama administration, and then Biden brought her in as Secretary of the Treasury. And I'm kind of like, these people were in other posts. Now, granted, not in the positions they were in. But if they weren't talking about crypto then, I have no reason to believe that they're going to be talking about crypto now. But
can I read this question that Messi said here, guys? Messi Leo says, Gary is not the problem. Warren and JP Morgan is. Is he just a puppet to a bigger? Is that what's going on, guys? You guys can respond.
Well, no doubt. What crosses my mind right now is whatever his personal beliefs are, it may be irrelevant, because once he leaves, he might have a fat check waiting for him from somebody also. So this might be coordinated. Say again?
A bunch of XRP. Could you imagine? That's what he's going to get paid.
Run that deep,
you never know. There, no telling how deep the rabbit hole goes. I mean, there might be a bunch of XRP waiting for him, a big $15 million check for whatever the reason. Who knows?
GDOT, I know you're about to say something, and my question is, how does, to all you guys, and this is Alan, you can take it from here too. How does this all play in the whole? So is this connected to him now saying ETH is a security? How does that all play together? Is this just like how does this all happen? To say 2 billion ETH is a security. I mean, is there like some plot here, or am I just making this
stall innovation as long as you can? And they got to have Bitcoin and Ethereum get a front run. That's what this has always been about. Get some type of innovation out there. Get people really distracted. Get retail in, focusing on something that really cannot really bring the real value. Because if it bring really valuable, like it's going to change something and actually, change the whole financial system. Why would they give it to a retail investor? Why would they let all those people that are buying these ETF get rich?
The
That
problem
doesn't make any sense.
The problem with them going after Ethereum, they can't, the statute of limitations has passed for the ICO on Ethereum already. The thing I've never really understood in the Ripple case or with XRP is, I think very early on, and you can go back and I looked at the documents right when Clayton and the SEC filed suit against Ripple end of 2020. Somewhere in that first year, I think Ripple waived their right or waived basically the statute of limitations, because some people were saying, I think the SEC statute of limitations, they can't go back further than 7 years or something like that. It's like 5, 6, 7 years somewhere in there. So with Ethereum, again, I don't understand why Ripple decided to do that. Maybe they just felt strongly in their case. But if the Ethereum Foundation, if they decide to go after the Ethereum Foundation, the statute of limitations is gone, and any judge worth their weight is just going to throw out that case if a suit does come against, Joe Lubin and the Ethereum Foundation.
Another thing I just want to add real quick, and I'm going to just let you guys soak on this. If you really look at the amount of retail holders that are in XRP right now, it's not a lot. So, if we're in this late in the game to where they're trying to shake out the rest of the retail holders, there really isn't much left. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's big money that owns these tokens right now. So I think we're at that max shakeout. Like someone put a comment in there, and they're gonna, maybe drop it to 50 cents to shake out the rest of the paper hands. There really isn't much. There really isn't any retail left. I mean, you're not selling at 50 cents. I'm not selling at 50 cents. Nobody's selling at 20 cents. Exactly. We're buying.
It feels like it's like
I'd be buying.
Does it feel like to you guys that there's some of us that say we know what we hold, and I know we do. And then there's some of us, or some of them, I won't say us because I don't think it's anybody here, who were like paper faith holding XRP. And everyone always had that question of, why are they selling XRP? You know, they were just so confused. And as soon as this happened, everyone started turning against each other. So you almost feel like this was strategically done to cause chaos in the community at the same time asking for ridiculous amounts of money. I'm going to turn it over to you guys and make a comment on that.
Yeah, I had something I was going to add into what you guys were saying. And I think it's something that I'm not saying it got lost, but some people may have forgotten about it or whatever, is that you guys remember back in 2017, there was like 15 guys from JP Morgan that went to Ripple offices. And I know they went in there with their hand out asking for a big ask. And Ripple was probably like, no. And then, you know what? Let's take half of the supply and put it in escrow as a big middle finger to the legacy banking system. And because of that, that's when the fight really started. Because you guys mentioned back when Gensler was teaching at MIT, after his reign at the CFTC, he was saying that, you know, with these new technologists, you know, if you're trying to enter into an industry and the monopolist, you know, you might have to give half of what you own to the monopolist for them to let you in the game. And Ripple was like, we ain't doing that.
Yeah, I think GDLT said it best earlier when he kept it so simple. He said the phoenix has to rise. And when you think about this, man, it's like, I swear, it just feels like this is almost so chaotic that is evident of what's going on. Like, we're coming to the end. I mean, it's like, I think that's what GDLT was going with this. And I almost, when he said that, I got kind of like goosebumps thinking, damn, that's really what it's all about. This is really coming to the end. And I think because we're coming to the end, you know, you had Binance, you had FTX, you had Binance, you have Ripple winning. So you throw the SEC against Ethereum, which Brad Garlinghouse himself said, I don't think they're going to win that fight. Right. And then I thought to myself, what's the last thing they could do? Maybe Tether. I don't know. Like, what's the last thing they can do to just rep this? Yeah.
If they go after Tether, then that's you know you're at the end when they go after the people that they've been protecting for this whole time. So that's Tether, Ethereum.
Well, and you have to remember, Ripple set out to disrupt the corresponding banking system, which is basically cartels, right? So their target customer was never really JP Morgan, was never really Bank of America. It's not like they won't do business, but those banks already control like 90% of the corresponding banking. Like, they were there to disrupt them, right? They were there to disrupt SWIFT. And so it makes sense that the legacy players, one, aren't adopting yet because, number one, they don't know how to monetize it. And number two, why they're protecting their turf, because that's really the only way they're making money is by charging people $20, you know, on a one-way transfer from, you know, US dollars to Brazilian real, right? And so you can see why, like, and a lot of Ripple's partners aren't these giant banks. I mean, they've got some that they've done pilots with. I'm sure a ton are under NDAs, but really, you know, their model was not made for JP Morgan, right? Their market was to disrupt JP Morgan.
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys a question, if you don't mind? And this is to everybody, and you guys take your time in answering. You know, whoever wants to come first. But you guys remember when Shannon Thorpe made a comment from Wells Fargo? I believe at the time she was with Wells Fargo. She made that evaluation, and I think it was credible of what she said. But I think the problem is whenever you have an evaluation, whether it's one by Shannon Thorpe, which she's actually going to be on the show this next Wednesday, a week from today. I got her on the show, on the Crypto4Life show. She's going to be. We just had Jimmy Valley on. We got Molly Elmore on tomorrow. We've got Dave Crypto Lines coming on, who won the Nobel Peace Prize for his take on various things. But I think it's credible in what she said. And the reason I'm bringing this up is, do you guys feel like a lot of the stuff that's going on right now is manipulation and making sure those things don't come to fruition? Because, like, when she made the comment, I don't have to quote her, it's obviously out there, when she made the comment of where some things that she had heard, this wasn't her opinion, it's some things that she had heard. I remember the Twitter space because I was actually on the space. Some of you guys might have been on that space or heard the recording when she says, there were some things I heard, but before I can say anything, I really need to check with the legal team over at Wells Fargo what I can and can't say. And then all of a sudden, you know, she couldn't say more because even coming on my show, she had to ask her legal team, and I had to submit questions for a Wednesday a week from today. But the reason I say that is not to go on that at all. I just think that a lot of these evaluations, or let me say this better, I think where XRP should be right now has been purposely manipulated not to be where it's at? Because many of us feel like XRP could be $3 to $5 maybe right now or more if none of this had happened. And so that's my question. Do you guys feel that every time we have these scenarios of where the price action should be for XRP, and we're specifically, look, we're not max, we're specifically talking about the one coin that's been picked on more than anything else, bullied into space. Do you guys feel like all these things have purposely been done to keep the price from being where it should be? And anyway,
I actually do. And the main thing that comes up in my mind is all the infrastructure set up for this to Going House, he talks about flipping the switch. Are we ready for this? If this lawsuit went away and we're good to go and Ripple is able to do what they want to do with XRP, are all the rails and the infrastructure set up to just 100% go? I'm not sure about that. So as far as there being manipulation, I do believe that there is some type of manipulation, but I'm not sure where the manipulation is coming from, because I'm not sure if the manipulation can be from Ripple because they're not quite ready. I don't know if the government is giving in to the fact that this is going to happen and they needed more time to get themselves situated where they're still part of everything that's going on. That's the confusing part. But
that's interesting.
No, go ahead.
I'd like to answer that. If I'm going to say it, just you hit the nail right on the head, Maiko. I mean, it is the rest of the world has gotten on board with crypto regulations, innovation. You got Europe already on lock with all their regulations, their implementation of a timeline, a system. You got Dubai, you got most of the Middle East. I mean, most of the world has already gotten on board. United States is dragging their feet because most of the money's here, guys. I mean, realistically, most of the richest people in the world majority of them live in the United States. Yeah. And we can drag our feet. And that's what this is really about. It's pay to play.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And guys, that's what, and I want to hear from some of the other guys, because Mike, that was brilliant what you said. But here's my thing, guys. Like, that's why I said why when BTC ETFs come out, right? Apex and Dual and Diamond and Jazzy and Frankie and Crypto Navigator and GDLT and Mike. So we have BTC ETFs. It sends an explosion. Most of us was hoping or wondering if Bitcoin could get over 50,000. It goes to 73, right? The halving is coming. How did you time the Ethereum as a security right at this time? Like, is that like am I missing something here, or is that just not? Was that not set up, guys? I mean, somebody answer that, because that's just weird timing for me. You could have done this anytime. You sat in front of congressional hearings, not saying anything, like you didn't know nothing, and all of a sudden you do it right now at this moment when we're expecting the explosion. I mean,
maybe it's a manpower issue, right? Like they know that the Ripple case is going to wrap up soon, and now they're going to target Ethereum, and maybe it's just a money grab. But like, I think like Brad's right that they're not going to be able to go after Ethereum like they did with XRP. So, but
yeah, it's just like what happened. We had the Binance FUD, and then next thing you know, it runs up. So we're getting this FUD. Let's see what happens next month, man. I'm excited for April pre-halving. Let's see.
The eighth is scaring me.
And you know what, G and Dual, just commenting off what you guys just said right now. I had this like thought that when Brad said, I mean, he immediately said he thinks they'll lose against Ethereum. I almost wonder that they know. Like, I think it was one of you guys, maybe Apex was talking about the statute of limitation. I wonder if they did this as an attempt to just put it out there, knowing that they would lose, so they can go ahead and approve Ethereum ETFs. Like, is this like an attempt to let's just get it
accelerate
over with? Yeah. Like let's make people feel that we did the right thing. Although that even Brad said they're not gonna, they have no chance. So if what Brad is saying and kind of like Apex, what he said earlier, maybe this is just a game to get, to make us feel like there was some kind of like justice, so we don't feel just picked on XRP. Like, they went after Ethereum knowing that they can't win, so they can go ahead and JP Morgan and Warren says, get it done, make him feel like something happened, so they feel like justice has happened, and then let's get this damn Ethereum ETF out. You guys feel
that's smart.
Yeah, and you don't want Ripple being the one that gets all the spotlight, right, to the normies and everything like that. So you have to bring others into the fold that they go, oh, okay, they're going after the whole crypto space. They're not just going only after Ripple. You know, we got to pick.
Yeah,
think
I
the
absolutely
thing.
think that was the case, James. I think that they're looking for a better entry price. I do think they want to expedite the situation with ETH to give it some type of clarity, or even if it's, to come out and say, oh, it's past the statute of limitations, we're going to go ahead and issue a fine or something,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
ahead of that ETF, so that there is confidence in the institutional investors to
Yeah.
purchase that XRP ETF.
Yeah, because I
Exactly.
had a moment where I felt vindicated. I had a moment that I felt proud, right, guys? Like when they said ETH is a security, I said, "Damn it, justice, the truth." And then Brad comes out and I said, "Wait a minute, maybe there's something else here. Like they're playing a game. Let's get this out and make people feel hoorah." And then all of a sudden, boom, Ethereum ETFs are launched. That came right at that moment when I heard Brad said, there's no way they're gonna win.
Anything to get a better entry price, anything to make a delay, anything to shake any hands out, whatever's left, which gives you the better entry price, that's their game. That's always been their game. That's the way the stock market's been running for like the last 100 years, 150 years.
And the only thing that makes me feel like it's a bunch of crap, like a G and Apex and Duel said, is because look what they did with FTX. The guy's in prison for God knows how long. He's got all these felonies, but the one part of his case, which is why I feel this is not going to go down the way people think, they dismissed all the politicians that got paid with stolen money. They dismissed that part. So if they could dismiss that,
shocker.
If they could dismiss that, you think they're going to let Stephen Narrows files? I mean, I'm just saying we don't know. We don't know because they can dismiss all that crap they got. And what's so crazy is that we accept it. We're like all those. So 10 felonies, and they just say we're going to okay. It's like us to people, like, okay, no problem. We don't got to know who got all the money. I'm like, what the hell?
What are we supposed to do though? Like,
I don't think there's anything we can do. That's the point.
There's nothing, dude. That's why I'm moving out into the woods. Okay,
You have to take your pick its course. Is what's going to happen.
You'd have to have a prosecutor. You'd have to have a prosecutor, a federal prosecutor, bring charges against. And all of the federal prosecutors are appointed positions by the administration, right? So it's like they're either playing for the red team or the blue team, and they don't want to indict people from their team, right? Because that's how they got their job, right? That's the only way those get prosecuted.
Check this out, brother. And I don't mean this as a race. I mean all of us as people. We're all family here. We're all American. Even if you're not American, but we're all.
Hey, James, can you let Cypher in?
Yeah. Oh, I will. Let me say this. The worst thing you can do is make a slave feel like they got an opinion. I'm just saying, like what I mean. What I mean by that is this: all of us as people, we're slave to the system, and the one thing that they when the whole FTX, we actually thought our opinions mattered until they said, "Oh, politicians, we're going to throw that part out," and there's nothing we can do about it. And I think it's the same thing, that happens with Ethereum. What's really going to happen? Whatever they want to happen.
Jay, I'm glad that you mentioned that. Honestly, I was having a conversation with somebody at a bar once that was a friend of mine that was African American, and I was basically saying that we're all slaves, and he didn't like that very much.
Dude, it's bullshit.
It didn't go over very well, but I like how you prefaced all that with, "Hey, we're all family." Because
brother, look. When you
didn't go over very well, dude.
It's financial slavery. That's what it is.
Dude, let me say this because I'm African American, Puerto Rican. Let me say this: when you have a narrative like a certain thing that might happen to a certain people, like it could be something against Jules or something against Black Lives Matter or something against Asia, whatever. This is all people. This is all people. This is every person that's paying a tax. This is financial slavery. Financial slavery. This is all of us living in a matrix where they allow us to do just enough not to get fired. They pay us just enough not to quit, and they make us work our ass off not to get ahead, so we can get a percentage of what barely got us by when we're old and too old to do anything. So this is all of us as people stuck in this jacked up game, this matrix, and so it's financial slavery to all people, not any particular.
I agree. I definitely think it would have come better from you to this gentleman than it did from my white privilege mouth. So
no, but because let me say this, and I want to hear from Cypher. What does crypto represent? And you guys tell me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, damn it, tell me I'm wrong. This is what this show's about. Is crypto not the very definition of the thing that allows people to dream again? That's why they're mad. They don't want us. They don't want us to think freedom. They didn't want And, you know, if we're all slaves, they don't want us to think that, damn it, you can be free. Damn it, you can have any, like, this is your opportunity to dream again. That's the biggest threat to the SEC, United States, or whoever you want to say, is that we all have the equal ability. The fairest form of capitalism there is to win. Cypher?
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? I hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, I completely agree. I think that right now, like, crypto gives the normal average person the opportunity to completely revolutionize and change their lives financially. And these global elites, they want to keep the power centralized. They don't want to give the people the power. And that's what cryptocurrency, at the end of the day, it truly does. You know, and not only that, but like, when you take it upon yourself to really learn about crypto, you actually kind of have to learn about the corrupt ass financial fiat system that's completely garbage in order to even get evolved on a highly intellectual level. Like, when you actually understand why Bitcoin was invented during the 2008 financial crisis, well, I mean, obviously, of course, it was probably invented way before then, but it didn't get released until then. You get what I'm saying? But you have to learn about that. And so it's like an awakening that not only within inside yourself, but towards the system, like James was talking about. We're all stuck in the matrix. And cryptocurrency does really give you this enlightened mindset. And I think that the reason why they're putting so much pressure on it publicly, where you have like Elizabeth Warren saying that cryptocurrency is used for illicit market purposes. I came on James's show and I showed physically that is not the case whatsoever at all. Like 0.1% of crypto transactions are actually used for illicit purposes. And
Right.
systemically important people have shown that to be a fact. Yet you have mainstream media projecting it like it's not. That clearly says some type of agenda is being brought to the masses. And so it's really crazy. It's a very interesting time to be alive right now, where the next, I honestly, I have a firm belief that this next bull market cycle, if we really truly do see institutional adoption, which I have a firm belief is coming, so many people are going to get priced out. It's going to be very sad.
Yeah. Well, you know,
you said that.
Well, so and this is Cypher wasn't here, but I said, and I want you to comment on this too, Cypher. The $2 billion, isn't that just I mean, that's not real. I mean, you know, like, what's the agenda behind that? Because $2 billion and what they've created by, you know, what everybody fighting in the XRP community right now, and Ripple spending. I mean, it's almost like it's like a movie. When I was saying, like, when someone like in these movies where the guy kidnaps the president's nephew and says, I want $100 billion. He doesn't want the $100 billion. Right. That's not the point. So your take on that, Cypher? I mean, the $2 billion is ridiculous.
But it's absolutely ridiculous. Bottom line is, the private sector caught the public sector off guard. They didn't like that. So they're doing everything in their power to try and bring Ripple down, because they know the potential that Ripple has to replace and restructure and reorganize some of the financial infrastructure that these public sector participants completely effed up on, right? Not only that, but like, if you really look into it, it's actually really, it's outrageous that they even did that. If you go look, for example, these large financial institutions and these hedge funds, they commit fraud and they commit money laundering and they commit scandals all the time. And if you go back in 2022 and 2023 and you conjure all the cases that the SEC issued from large financial institutions, it only equates to like $1.6 billion over the course of like 16 different financial institutions and hedge funds together combined. So together combined, organizations that are actually committing fraud, that are actually committing illegal activity, are getting sued these very minuscule, tiny amounts. And then you have Ripple, a technology company that's set to replace and restructure our financial system, getting sued this outrageous amount. Like I said, back to the Elizabeth Warren thing, there's this clear agenda to try and stall adoption, to try and stop this technological transformation, because these mother truckers, they know, they're not stupid.
Yeah.
And the reason it's such a high number too, it's like, you see that high number, and if you don't really know the details of it, we just had some viewer in here asking about it, right? They thought, oh, they're being penalized. Ripple lost, right? So they see a high number. They see, you know, SEC coming out about it. Not many people know that Ripple is due for a response in April 8th, and then the judge has to make the decision. But it's like, you know, throwing out that idea like, oh, Ripple might lose. Like, oh, that's a ridiculously high number from the SEC.
Yeah, you know, so crazy about what you're so crazy about what you're saying, G, is that I don't know about you guys, but we were all sitting here going
perception.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but watch this. Like we were all sitting around thinking this was the final moments that we're getting ready to go into negotiations for the price. We thought 750 was like whatever it was at in Promatic Sell. So we're thinking like somebody said here earlier, maybe 200 million or something. And then what to me, this is an attempt to kill hope because we were all going, this is coming to an end. This is coming to an end, and then they go boom. 2 billion. We're like, oh shit!
Right.
And a lot of people decide to jump ship. Oh, screw this! This is ridiculous. It's never going to end. And so it's like they do everything they can to kill the damn hope and keep the narrative going. I mean, it's ridiculous, bro. That's literally what I feel just happened.
I don't think the judge grants $2 billion in penalties.
No.
I mean, logically speaking, the judge, if you look at the court case on a zoomed out perspective, has been more so on Ripple's side than it has been the SEC. And I just don't think, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that the judges aren't paid off because by all means, I think all judges are to a certain extent, you know?
Yeah.
And there's been clear manipulation in this court case to extend dates and prolong events and blah, 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 blah. But I just don't think that Judge Analisa Torres approves a $2 billion fine because she actually does have some pretty sensible reasoning.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I think what it is coming out with that $2 billion is the fear because it's like when COVID happened. They said, "Oh, some guy in Asia danced with the monkey and then brought it over." And I mean, it's so stupid, it's so redundant that it's like it just causes chaos and confusion and makes people like you just start. It's just chaos to me. I don't think it's about the $2 billion. I never did when I heard it.
I think it's purpose chaos because look, we're still at a Bitcoin halving right now at this point in the game. We still have ETFs starting to launch on Bitcoin. They haven't fully implemented yet. We're trying to cram in an ETF for Ethereum at the same time. And then we got XRP trying to settle their case. You can't have all three going at one time. You're going to slow roll everything out. You're going to have BT finally get obviously it hit its all-time high, twice, almost 3 times now. Still got some more leg, probably still to go with that. They're going to kick this can down the road a little bit further with this SEC case and let Ethereum launch, more than likely, and let that run for a little while and then crash the whole system down.
But isn't that the point, Alan? Isn't that the point? Like they didn't want to approve Bitcoin ETFs. They kept prolonging it. We all remember that. And all of a sudden there was some legal pressure they felt. And then all of a sudden they launched Bitcoin ETFs. You guys don't think that somebody got to Elizabeth Warren and said, look, you need to tell your little dog there to go ahead and say Ethereum's a security so we can get to this damn Ethereum ETF. You don't think that's the overall narrative? I mean, doesn't that kind of sound the way it's like, I don't know. It just sounds like that's what they're.
If you let XRP case win right now and they settle, let's say this happens. Let's say they settle for $5 million, right? How could the ETF happen on Ethereum? How could Bitcoin, the rest of the ETFs that have been, trying to roll out here for a while, the rest of the liquidity from all this boomer money, how is that going to come in the Ethereum or Bitcoin if XRP gets a win or a settlement in this case?
Well, if you think about it, they said ETH is a security. Then they came back and said $2 billion. So what happens is the ETH is a security, and Brad said it's not going to happen. So if that gets resolved quickly, and they launched the Ethereum ETF, they leave us right back to where we're at, fighting now some ridiculous $2 billion settlement. I mean, it just seems like it's all planned out all too well to me.
It's 110% planned out. It's 110% stalled because if you look at other major organizations, they're saying the complete opposite. Like literally, I think 3 or 4 days ago, the CFTC came out and said that Ethereum, they look at it still as a security. So there's this big vast amount of indecisiveness that you can almost kind of tell that someone from the higher level that's above the SEC that's controlling and manipulating the brains of Gary Gensler and the politicians like Elizabeth Warren, there's definitely some type of hidden agenda that's not making it to the masses. Intellectual people like ourselves, we're tapped in because we're not just going to sit here and be fed the juice and just accept that. But the normal person, they turn on their CNBC and they see
they love the juice.
They love the juice. They see
They're dopamine juice.
they see Gary Gensler and they look at him as a god, whatever the case may be. Oh, thank you so much for saving us
Oh
from
man,
the
they're seeing what
scam.
he's doing and being like, man, crypto is so corrupt. Wow, I can't believe my friend is trying to tell me about this XRP thing. Wow.
Exactly right. How many people have we all talked to that they're like, we try to get them into digital assets and they're like, no,
Like,
crypto's for criminals.
Look, I got a lot of
Absolutely.
love.
Yeah,
I got
I agree.
a lot of love and respect for everybody that's on this panel. I'm a fan of each and every one of you guys. Let me ask you a question. You don't have to answer this because we're not here to give financial advice. But if the people that are sitting here in this chat right now were a family member, freaking the hell out about all the stuff that's going on, wanting to offload the XRP, ready to go over and start fighting. I mean, and again, what would you, and again, no one has to answer this and say, screw it, let's go on to the next topic. What would you say to that person who's freaking out right now?
I'll answer it right fucking now. First of all,
I
if
would
you-
too. I'm gonna go second.
Everybody's jumping the gun. Look. Fuck.
I'd be like, here's my public address. You can burn it over here.
Fiat currency is absolute trash. If you look at it historically speaking, and even over the past consecutive couple of years, it's been depreciating on a global scale at a rapid pace. And that's not just the United States dollar. That's all domestic fiat currencies all over the world. Not only that, the financial system is completely changing hands. In 2019, they ushered in a digital transformation. If you go look at documents that I've shared on my X profile from large systemically important organizations like the Bank of International Settlements, the International Monetary Fund, the list goes on. They have all confirmed that in 2019, the COVID-19 pandemic accelerated the digital transformation and the push for contactless, efficient, and effective cross-border payments, period. Now, the only way in order for us to transition into a coexistent Web3 economy, which is for a fact happening, is for us to have an interoperable system where digital assets, i.e. digital monies, go read this from the IMF, all coexist in the future moving forward. That means stablecoins, CBDCs, cryptocurrencies, all able to interconnect and intertwine with each other in the future moving forward. Now, what system are major jurisdictions that have CBDC A and CBDC B going to be able to use to transact with each other? It's going to need to be some type of cross-border mechanism. And it's not just going to be one. There's going to be multiple different options. There might be options on the SWIFT network. There might be options on the Ripple network. There might be options on the Stellar blockchain. Whatever the case may be, there will be multiple. And Ripple and XRP and the XRPL will, in fact, play a major role in this. You can tell. They haven't been building partnerships and networking for the past 12 fucking years for no reason. People, wake up.
That's right.
Like,
That's right.
it's not hard to see. Just because XRP's price action isn't reflecting all the partnerships right now, it means nothing contingent on the fact that we have no regulations. We're still operating in an uncertain environment, meaning that speculative coins like Pepe are still pumping thousands of percentages that have no intrinsic value or utility. Like, I could go on and on and on.
Yeah, with a smaller market cap, it's easy for them to pump, right?
He said that with some energy.
It's like
Sure enough.
if you
It
have a
reminds me of
brain-
James of 20 minutes ago.
What makes me laugh, though,
Yeah.
is like trying to have that conversation with, say, like my aunt and uncle who got into XRP like maybe 4 months ago. And over the last time I was up in Canada, they were like, Gary, or sorry, dual citizen, don't laugh. I just said my name. It's so bad. Dude, so my name, everybody knows now, my name's Gary, okay? But I spell it with 2 fucking R's, not with 1, okay? Anyway.
So let me go next after you.
Yeah, so I'm having this conversation with my aunt and uncle, and they're like, Gary, we've
Thank
been
you, Gary.
noticing that yeah, no doubt, Gary, we've been noticing that the price of these other coins on BitBuy have been going up, but XRP hasn't. Like, what Cypher just explained, like all that information, you can't just verbally vomit onto your family members.
Yeah.
They don't get it. They haven't done the due diligence. They don't
Imagine.
Yeah, they don't have the belief that we have. They don't have the hat. They don't have the wallet that says ZERPs. Okay, they don't have the license plate. They don't have the jacket that says Ripple on the back. Like, they don't understand.
Right.
So I just smile at them and I say, yeah, those coins are pumping first.
Right.
But good things come to those who wait. Like, what do you say, dude? You
Yeah.
can't say anything, dude. You just have to
And Alan, before you take this, if you don't mind, shouts out to the 700 people that are watching this live right now. Shouts out to everybody that's in this chat. And if you don't mind, Alan, before you answer your question, while we got this big of an audience that's continuously growing live, can each of one of you guys, starting with Alan, we'll come back to your question, Alan. Could each one of you guys give where people can actually find you guys? These are some incredible guys, by the way, for everybody that's watching this, almost 700 people. Can you guys starting with Alan, we'll go all the way around. Can you let people know where they can find you on all your platforms, social platforms? Please start with Alan. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me just shout out those that are constantly showing up every week and supporting my channel and channels like James and CyberX. First, straight off the bat, he is very consistent in what he does, and I love his trading skills and the knowledge that he brings to this community and the humbleness, because he's very big in the community and a lot of people use his information, and it's very valuable and brings a lot of deep insight that a lot of people aren't really getting from other aspects of YouTube right now. And I really appreciate him as a YouTuber and as a solid man. GDLT, brother, really appreciate what you do. You've been around the space for a long time. You bring so much value. You have no idea how much value you actually bring. Dual Citizen, thank you for showing up, bro. You've been in the space for a long time. You got great insight. You bring so much to the community. Sean, love you, man. Dude, you always got something. You always got a little nugget you could share there. Diamond Hands, you're just new to this community, but you're just adapting. I love seeing somebody new like you come into the community and learn so much and adapt to this technology and grow in the space and community. And Apex, bro, you've been here probably the longest that I know of anybody in here. And man, you're always pushing yourself and pushing the community. You're always looking for that next little comment you can put out there. I see you even on the live stream putting comments in the chat for people to give them knowledge and stuff like that. It's the collective that we have here that I'm so excited about, and that's why I keep doing this every week and keep putting time and effort into what I'm doing, because I know it brings value not only to the community but myself. It lifts me up. It gets me more advanced in my quest for knowledge, and that's really what I'm here for as well, just to bring better value to my skill set. And Frankie, I don't know you yet, but I appreciate you just being a part of this team and knowing 68J, and I love you, 68J, as a person and a very humble individual, because humbleness gets you very extremely far, because you're able to be used by I would say higher powers, in my opinion, and be able to use your skill set in an amazing way and be able to attach with the collective of people and just doing it organically and allowing it to grow and not pushing it, not forcing it, just allowing to be a part of whatever is to be, man. And I love that about you, man. So thank you for being that solid person.
Yes, sir. And I'm telling you right now, that means a lot to me. I love all you guys as my brothers, as my family. And I almost got emotional, but what I want to do right now is I want to, and I know you guys are probably laughing. You'd like to see me at 6'8" cry. But the point I was making is, if everybody can go out and give your handle, your social media, because all you guys are so phenomenal in what you do. So again, Crypto Navigator, can you give us your X, your YouTube channel, and then we'll just keep moving it so everybody gets notarized for all the work that they're doing in this space.
I appreciate it. I'm going to put it in the chat because I can't look at it at the same time as
go ahead.
But I'll drop it in the chat for you guys.
Okay. We'll go next to Apex. Go ahead, Apex. If you can say it and put it in the chat, whatever you want to do, brother. I just want people to recognize each one of you guys and your skill sets.
Yeah, appreciate it. So I'm Apex Crypto, not my real name, by the way, if you're wondering. You can find me on X at Apex Crypto Alpha. I'll drop it in the chat. And I also have a Medium blog where I publish quarterly reports on blockchain development. It's called the Blockchain Builders Report, where I publish stats on the top 200 blockchains by market cap and the developers that are building on it. And that's a Medium blog that is linked on my X as well. I'll drop my Medium blog and X in the chat. So appreciate you, 6J.
You got it, brother. Anybody who has a platform, please let it be known, whether you're big, small, or anything. Please go next.
I can go next.
Go ahead, bro.
So on here, I am DJ Jazzy XRP, not to be confused with DJ Jazzy Jeff, because he's a real DJ. I was a part-time DJ in the '90s, but on Twitter, my handle is at Dizzy Helly Cam. Long story from way back. But I'm guess best well known for hopping in other people's channels to help co-host, whether it be with Rain, Boardroom, 68J, or Crypto4Life, Crypto Navigator. Whoever wants to have me on. I did a
Yeah.
couple. I did one show with the OTC boys a few years ago. So
Yeah.
that's just me
And,
jumping
and
in.
yeah,
sharing.
and we got 700 people live. And what I want to do is keep everybody's attention because we got a lot more to talk about. So let's get these handles and get back to the crazy discussion that we've been on right now. So next, whoever's got a platform, let's get in and get right back into the heat.
Cyper.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Sorry, I don't know what just happened. My internet like cut out for a second. Yeah, what's going on, everybody? James,
Show
as
your
always, thanks for
credentials.
having me. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, sir. We got you, brother.
Sweet. Crypto Navigator, as always, it's a blessing to be with you guys. You guys can follow me on X at C Demanencore. That's my first initial and last name. I'll drop it in the chat as well on the computer. I'm on my phone right now.
Right.
And then you guys can follow me on YouTube at CyberX Trading. I'm also over on Rumble at CyberX Uncensored. I'll drop all that information in the chat. At the end of the day, CyberX is an educational platform where individuals can come and learn valued material on how to really take hold and take charge of their investing and trading career. We teach fundamentals, we teach technical analysis, and we teach psychology in detail, no beating around the bush, going straight into the real necessities as to what people need to become successful in this market. I myself have been heavily invested into trading and investing for almost 9 years now. So it's been quite a journey. As for 68 James and for Crypto Navigator, it's been such an honor to just network and connect with you guys. I've been an advocate of saying that now is the time at such a nascent part in this digital asset space to build these connections, to really integrate with people and communities that actually can make a stand and make a change. Because when we do experience this life-changing wealth that I have a firm belief we all are going to experience over the next consecutive couple of years, if you're diversified in the right assets, we're going to be the people that are going to the new summits. We're going to be the people that are hosting the next events. We're going to be the people whom individuals that are trying to onboard into this space and look for valuable content are going to go to look for. So it's really great being in a community with you guys and showing up on these calls, albeit I know that my schedule's changed recently. So it's great that I have the time tonight to join you guys, but I look forward to many more conversations. And then also our podcast that I'm doing with Mr. Aquaman, I don't know if you guys know, but we started that last Friday. So every single Friday, you guys can come and tune into that podcast. I know 68 James is going to be a guest on the podcast. I'm going to have Crypto Navigator eventually. And any of you other guys, if you want to come and just talk, we're going to be able to upload that information on Rumble. So we have such a more broad perspective of what we can actually talk about. It won't be censored. So if you guys do want to jump on that, if you want to be a guest on that podcast, which we host every single Friday live on the X Space, come and tune into that. Again, just follow us on X, and my X handle is CDemanencore, and I'll put all that information in the chat for you guys.
Love it, my man.
All right.
G.
Yeah, I just wanted to say my name is Mike O. I'm here mainly. I'm not live on social media, but I am here as a strong supporter of this community because I have a lot of confidence and faith in the information that's being put out. Just to let you guys know, I am a seven-figure investor in this space, and I greatly appreciate the information that's been given out by several of the people on this panel, and look forward to learning from the ones that I don't know quite as good yet, but I am a witness to what this crypto market can do for us. And I'm looking forward to much more success through the information that I'm receiving from people like 68J, CypherX, Crypto Navigator, and the other people on the panel that I'm just getting to know. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, Mike O is one of, and that's why I love having people like Mike, even CypherX, who's a six-figure trader and seven-figure earner in this space as well. So, G, all about you, brother, because you're one of the goats in the space as well.
Appreciate you guys. Always good seeing you, CypherX and 68J, Crypto Navigator, Frankie Legend. Nice meeting you, Mike O. You know, everybody here on the panel. Much love to you guys. I have an X. It's G_DLT1. And I have a YouTube at GDLT1. If you're looking for a YouTube channel where, someone won't tell you what to do, and my skills is hanging out with the Blue Crew and the Green Giants and just talking crypto, and we keep it crypto. And yeah, that's me.
Who else? Apex? No, Apex went. Did Apex? Okay.
Yeah, I went already.
I'll go quick. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
You guys can find me on X at Dual Citizen, all smushed together with 3s is the E's. And no summits for this guy. After we moon, I'll be in the woods. So nobody, like, I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, I'm old, okay? I'm done working. Like this, you guys are all like, we're gonna do this and do that. No, I'm gonna be flying a private jet. I've got a pilot lined up, and I'm gonna be freaking in the woods in between travel. So
is Nerdy in the background, James?
Let me see right now. But Duel, I love that, man. He just kept it straight, man. I'm gonna be on a jet and a yacht. Screw all that working.
Dude, I'm tired, man. 25 years. I'm tired being a slave to work. I'll be doing things. Trust me.
I love it.
I've been working since I was 14. Trust me.
Man.
I know what you're saying, Duel.
I don't see Nerdy anywhere. Who do we leave out? Diamond, do you have or Frankie? Do you have platforms you want people to follow you guys on?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
On X, just spell Diamond Hands, and then I come out on Boardroom just for support.
Okay.
That's on Tuesdays, and then Coffee Time on Sundays with the guys. So that's basically it. And I know why the space is getting manipulated is because I haven't got my bag up yet. I'm not as rich as you
There you
guys.
go.
So y'all better pray that I sell my properties so that I can back up the truck, and then it's gonna moon. So until I get my bag up,
you could sell that couch you're sitting on there, bro.
Hey,
Buy
listen,
some luck.
I can make it moon tomorrow. If I just go liquidate my XRP position, dude, I guarantee you it'll go up tomorrow. That'll be the day.
By the way, guys, make sure you guys support all these guys. Also support our Crypto4Life channel. We've got, like I said, we've done some incredible interviews here. Jimmy Valley was on the other day. We've got Molly Elmore on tomorrow. We've got Shannon Thorpe on next Wednesday. We've got Dave XRP Lyons on next Monday. We've got some really big names coming up that I'm really excited about, and we'll wait for them to get legal clarity as some of these people have to do that before they come on the show. So we got some really cool stuff going on, guys. And I just want to say this, guys, there's a reason all these people are here. And what I love about what CypherX says, you guys understand, we need to do more of this. We all try to fight this battle individually, and it can get exhausting. We all have good days, we all have bad days, but together, even though each one of us are amazing, together we're phenomenal, we're strong, we're unbeatable. And that's what we have to understand, guys. That's why this platform is so important that me and that myself and Crypto Navigate has, and all these guys, we're just one big family. One guy, I don't care if a guy like Mike is worth tens of millions or Cypher is doing 6-figure trades daily, or he's a 7-figure earner. We all have stories that are going to inspire those who are looking upon us. So I think the way that we do that is together. I think this thing could be huge. I like to keep this thing going, which we call hanging with the fellas, because and I expect a lot more people to want to join us. So I just want to say thank you guys for being who you are in your own way. I'm a big fan of each and every one of you guys. I've either followed or met you guys. I don't think it's by accident. I think this was supposed to be, and I hope that we stay really tight and connected and continue this message and this fight for what I call freedom and what I call ending financial slavery together as family here. So thank you guys very much. Anybody wants to take it from here, go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying earlier that the Phoenix has to rise from something, and the FUD is only building up more and more, and they're finding more and more unique ways to trick our eyes and trick what we read, and trying to get us to think one way or another. Hell, even inside actions with Devnol Productions and Sologenic showing some shade now towards Ripple. Very interesting times and very convenient timing. And we're getting closer to full-on ISO 222 ramp up and adoption going in March 2025. Sure, they may delay it. I'm prepared for whatever delay, but I think it does take some time to see these, see it as part of the show. Right. I think you have to be in the space for a good long time, because at the end of the day, I'm still able to send XRP to you guys, still able to make a safe, reliable, fast, cheap easy transaction to you guys. The
Okay,
tech speaks for itself.
It looks like somebody's trying to get into the stream. It looks like we have a max of 10.
Nerdy and Tails. Yeah, we're
okay.
at 10.
Well, before you, who said that?
Duo, I can drop off.
Oh, okay, no. I mean, so here's what I want to say to you guys is that before we do that, because I know they want to come in, and if somebody wants to exit, that's fine. But what I was going to tell you guys is that does it feel like should we be shocked? And I know Cypher probably going to answer this, or G real quick. Should we be shocked at the fact that this was all happening? Because if this was easy, if XRP was never sought after, if this was just really about the people and making sure that this is the greatest opportunity of a lifetime, wouldn't there be like way too many? I mean, is that really the issue that the government, or at least the American government, doesn't want to see that happen? Is that what we're dealing with? Should we be shocked that this is all happening, or is this just another way to control, kind of like, and I hate to say this, guys, like COVID? Right, a way to just kind of control the population. Is this like a control of those who they realize some of us are going to get through the cracks, some of us that have strong beliefs, but they don't want the masses to get wealthy in this. I
don't think it should be looked at that way at all. I think let me put it this way, okay? If you go back and you look at technological revolutions over the past, let's just look at this generation, okay? Over the past 100 years, every single technological transformation has these naysayers. However, the people in the know, the people that you talk to, i.e. the people behind the scenes, like let's just go look as early back as the internet revolution. The vast majority of us are old enough to remember that, as long as you're like within the age of like 21, give or take, right? 21, 25, you can kind of remember when that happened, when you could really start to use AOL Instant Messenger to communicate with people and so on and so forth. You had these people outside of the people in the know that talked down on the technology, that said that it's never going to be or be put into existence or be used in the mainstream. But now, if you're not running on an internet computer, or if you're not running on a server where you can send and streamline emails and messages and all these things fast and efficient, your business most likely fell behind and went under. It's the same thing right now with blockchain, cryptocurrency, and fast payment technology. Everybody on the outside that's not in the know is talking down on it because they don't do enough research on what's actually happening behind the scenes. But if you go and you talk to Citibank representatives that are actually on the digital asset team at Citibank, they're going to tell you, oh yeah, this crypto space, it's going somewhere for sure. It's going to be a multi-trillion-dollar market cap in the future. If you go talk to people behind the scenes at Broadridge, for example, you can even go just look at CEO interviews that Broadridge has conducted, where the CEO literally said word for word what I'm saying right now, that the people in the know, they know where this market is going, and the people on the outside have this tainted perspective because of what's being portrayed to them.
But that's what I'm saying. So my point is that that's what I was trying to say. Is this a way for them to keep the masses out, Cypher, like the SEC and Warren and the government? That's what I'm asking. Like, not that I believe
absolutely, it's definitely a distraction. It's definitely a distraction, but at the end of the day, I think that but I think that that's just normal politics. That's just normal politics.
It could be all that, but I also remember when the internet just came out and they had dial-up, and I remember jumping on the computer saying, okay, I'm going to use this thing called the internet, and you get this, and I'm sitting there waiting for, a minute to pass, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and I'm like, the hell with this, and I left it alone for a couple of years till I realized that, I missed the boat on that one. So it's probably a little bit of everything, but you can only miss the boat so many times before you realize that, hey, you need to jump aboard one time if you're going to drown.
Yeah, what a great analogy, Mike. What a great analogy. Because I remember being a business, and Mike, we known each other for 30 years. We started off with car lots and cell phone stores and stuff in California. And I remember having money with Amazon. I thought it was stupid. I was like, books? That's stupid. And I just walk, and the Kindle Black, that's stupid. And I think back now when my friends were telling me to invest in it, and they were like, James, you got to, I said, man, I don't like reading, like that's stupid. And I just think, like, dude, you just hit on it. Like they're trying to make people feel like, you know what, this is too confusing. It's stupid. And I think that's really what I got out of what you just said, Mike. Like people, they're scaring people so much. They're like, you know what, this is stupid. And look back up and it's like, oh my God, XRP is $100 or whatever.
Let's just open our eyes. Let's open our eyes, because like I said earlier in the stream, they almost had to kick me out of Blockbuster at one point. I was probably the last customer in there trying to look for the last few movies that I'm trying to rent it. They're trying to sell it because they're closing the doors, and nothing in my logic told me Netflix was going to be the next biggest thing. So this time I'm just paying attention. And a side note, we're going into this digital time here. CypherX, you mentioned that along with these this digital time that we're going into, that digital identities is going to be something that we have to look into. So I heard one of your streams that mentioned that. I don't know too much about it yet, but it's going to be another one of those things. I saw WorldCoin and how it's grown. I heard about that a year. Yeah, I heard about that a year ago. It was 0.00 something. It's $8-9 now. And I'm like, wow, how many boats do we need to miss?
It's going to get to the point where, look, if businesses, if organizations don't adopt this technology that's coming, they will fall behind. They will fall under. They'll go out of business over time. It's not going to be some overnight thing, but in the next 5 years, when Bank A can make seamless cross-border payments in 5 seconds, and they have a vast majority of their clients internationally, and Bank B cannot, all those clients are going to migrate over to Bank A. It's that simple. It's simple logic. Now, the question,
it makes sense.
The question before I gotta hop off here. I have some stuff I need to upload on the internet. And it needs my attention. But the one thing I'll say to people, and this is what really allowed me to put myself in the position where I'm at now, is I asked myself back in 2017. I had a specific amount of money that I wanted to invest in crypto, and I was a little bit skeptical about it. Would you rather take an L by investing whatever said money that you have into the space, or would you rather miss out on an opportunity? What would make you feel worse? For me personally, it would be missing out on, if I lose the 6 figures that I have invested into this space, so be it. That's why I diversify. That's why I day trade. That's why I have multiple revenue streams, because if I lose that money, I'm okay with that. I'm willing to take that risk. But if I miss out on multi-generational wealth opportunities for my kids, for my kids' kids, just because I was scared because of some Twitter influencer, I would feel so much worse.
That's the burden
analysis paralysis.
That's the burden of knowing this information. Those that don't know, that find out later, won't feel bad. The ones that I've shared this opportunity with that didn't act, they're gonna be the ones that have regret. The people that I share this with and they're pulling out a notepad and they're taking notes. I'm like, first of all, congratulations to you. Most people don't take notes when I'm telling them this, but I'm giving you a lottery ticket right now that you're going to win in slow motion with me. It's going to be very painful. It's going to be a roller coaster.
And let me say this. I don't know what motivated a lot of you guys that are here, CypherX included. I don't know what motivated you guys, but I remember, and I'm not going to say these people channel because God knows I don't want any problems with anybody, right? I'm not in here for throwing names out, but I'm not going to use the word. I'm going to use walk guys. Okay, there's this channel called Walk Guys, not really, but it was another name for it. I'm sure some of you guys know what I'm talking about, but it was Walk Guys, let's say. And they would just shill all these coins, like Clifford the Big Red Dog coin and Clown coin. I mean, Leprechaun coin. And I used to get so mad because I would have family come back and go, "Oh, I spent $1,000 in Clifford the Big Red Dog." And I'm like, dude, what the? And because they had all these viewers, they had all this influence, and that's literally what made me come out of the shadows. So, okay, I'm sick of it because I want to stay in the shadows. I want to make my money, my life changing money, and just be in the shadows. And I told Mike this 1,000 times after being a speaker for 30 years on some of the biggest stages around the world. This guy knows the things that I've done, and it's documented. And I'm not saying that to impress upon you. I got so sick and tired of people not taking responsibility for the damn things that were coming out of their mouth. And when my family started getting wrecked, when my oldest son was getting wrecked, I said, dude, this is enough of this crap. And so that was one. So talk about, someone just said, I think it was Cypher, talking about people just not taking responsibility and misleading people. That just made me, that just brought that out where I just had it. That really frustrated me to start this whole journey about 13 months ago when it comes to YouTube. Go ahead.
What's crazy, 6'8", what's crazy is what you'll notice is that individual channels like mine or like Crypto Navigator or like yours, we don't get a lot of views because we're not sitting here trying to hype people up in their pockets and try and tell them like, hey, tomorrow XRP is going to be worth $1,000. But I will gladly tell you that in the future, I believe it's going to be a much higher price than it is today. But people don't like to hear that. They like to hear this fairy tale overnight success story. And that's not a reality. So
Let me say this before we go to Apex. I want to say what Cypher just said. You know what my whole show is predicated off of. Mike Owens asked me something about a month ago. He said, "James, why are you doing this?" And first, it was to protect people, to keep it 100, to just always be transparent, always be forthcoming, and never shill. But then all of a sudden, something woke up about 60 days ago. And I said, instead of me saying it, what if I just bring a whole bunch of brilliant people on and let them say it? If I bring in Jimmy Valley, if I bring in all these, let them say it. I'll just be the funnel of all these brilliant people coming in and telling the story so people can come up with their own assessment, but from quality people. And that's what started me on that journey. Go ahead, Apex.
Yeah, I was going to say, just to kind of piggyback off your story, Jay, on seeing people get scammed or see people shill coins that don't really have any value. Really, that's kind of the birth of the Blockchain Builders Report. So I got into crypto in 2013. So I've been in the space for a hot minute. And one question I was constantly asking is, hey, how many developers are building Clifford the Big Red Dog, right? How many developers are building Ethereum? How many developers are building XRP, XLM, name the coin? Right. And I had a hard time finding that information because my thesis was, hey, if this coin has staying power, someone just brought up WorldCoin, for instance. WorldCoin actually, in aggregate, if you look over the last 4 years, like since 2020, they've actually been building, and they are a top developing blockchain out of the top 200 over the last 4 years.
Wow.
When I've applied my blockchain builder software historically.
I did not expect you to say that.
So the point, and so why I published the report is just to publish, hey, of open source blockchain, right? The code is public, so we have access to the code and who's committing. Who are the ones that are actually building, and how many? Or is it just one developer building the coin, or is it no developers? And so my goal was to kind of like yours, empower people. Like, hey, here's the data, right? And it's just data. These are the number of developers actually committing to these projects. Now you make the decision. Like, do you want to invest in Doge, who hasn't had an active commit for over 2.5 years, but it's a top 10 coin, right? And Elon Musk talks about it on SNL, right? Now, again, that is your decision, right? It's not my job to make the decision, but what I want to do is give you information that can empower you, because this information's hard to find. So it's just, I appreciate that kind of synergy between our stories and how it brought us to different points.
It's funny. It's funny you say that because I got friends right now that will only touch Doge because of Elon. I'm like, what the hell? I mean, it's just crazy. But go ahead, guys.
They'll get the last
touch
laugh
WorldCoin because of Apex.
Yeah, and I didn't find out about WorldCoin, about active developers, because it wasn't in the first Blockchain Builders Report. It is in the second one. And man, when I applied the historical framework and went back, I think they are a top, if you look at the top 200 coins by market cap, because those are the only ones I've analyzed. And obviously some of them weren't in the top 200 4 or 5 years ago. WorldCoin was like top 20. So consistently over the last bull run and bear market, I think they averaged 400 developers. And nobody knows about it, right? Because the data is not accessible. And so my goal is to make that data, again, Blockchain Builder Report, it's free. It's not behind a paywall. You don't have to subscribe to my Medium or anything. It's just free information that's published quarterly. And the next one will come out mid-April on Q1 of 2024. Developer
Cypher, you sound like you got something you're going to say. Cypher, we lost you.
You're muted.
You're muted.
On mute.
It says 2
seconds.
2 seconds.
Oh,
Okay.
peace out. Oh, no.
Yeah, that's either 2 seconds or a peace out. Yeah.
No, we still can't hear you.
You're muted, brother. Oh, thank you.
All
right. Much love, brother. Much love, Cypher. Much love, man.
Cypher.
GDLT, you had something to say, brother.
Oh, I think he was talking about WorldCoin. Yeah, I mean, using Apex's blockchain builders report has helped out my channel tremendously in trying to find good quality projects as well, and to
nice.
we were believers of the WorldCoin when it was released just because of the interesting timing of it. And I mean, you got Sam Altman entering the game, that's a big deal. That already makes him probably the biggest name in crypto in my opinion, because he already has such a big impact he knows how to get mass adopted. right. So that's where we weren't sleeping on WorldCoin when it gets released and it's it starts hitting $1 and we're so Blockchain Builders Report is a very, very helpful and handy tool, and I do recommend it for anybody who is in this space who is trying to share information on projects. Having the blockchain builders report is a good tool to reference.
Love it. Guys, anybody else have anything want to add? I know we're about 2 hours and 17 minutes into the show, between my show that started at 5 and then Crypto Navigators that came in at 6. So, hey, but good information is good information. But anything you guys want to add before we get up out of here?
I just want to bring some attention, and I'll let you go, Sean. So we're moving into this quantum system now, and I do believe with AI and everything fastly moving. I mean, I'm even looking into it to help me in my day-to-day. I think a lot of people in the same space are kind of doing the same thing. I'm embracing technology because I know it's here to stay. It's not gonna not happen. Going back to the question, for me, I know that they're going to adopt this technology. It's not a matter if, it's going to be a matter of when. So I've always had that sentiment of, I'm going to be early. I'm going to be in a place where I'm going to be positioned, grandfathered in, let's say, whatever law is set in the stone. We're early enough that we're grandfathered in. So I'm excited about that for the most part. But I'm also really paying attention to the next stage. What's the next stage? AI is going to be the next stage, and how it's going to affect some of these cryptos and or are they quantum resilient? It is kind of like where I'm kind of going to be going in the next couple of weeks. That's main focus lately. And
I just wanted to say real quick on top of the AI thing. It's very funny that blockchain is also being developed alongside it, like the timing of AI development and blockchain in parallel. These are the I understand they're digital assets, and they're also currencies, but they're digital assets, right? So they're tools. They're tools for these machines and the AIs and for us to be using. And I want as much of this. I don't want the AI and machines having more than me. I don't want them having more than us, because then it turns out to be Terminator land. So
yeah, exactly. Frankie, you got anything you want to add, brother? You're muted, Frank. Muted, Frankie.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you, brother.
Yep. Oh, sorry about that. I just kind of wanted to comment on something you said earlier, James. You were asking why would the SEC do this, do that? I was just thinking from an average person's perspective, right? Because I had asked a question to my boss. I was like, "Hey, are you going to invest in BTC or any kind of cryptocurrency?" He's like, "There's some things I don't touch, my friend." And I was just thinking, like, what? What?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, and now I think as you said that, right. As I'm thinking, as you said that, I'm just like, all the average person doing is looking at these headlines.
Yep.
They're looking at these headlines. They're fears being poured into them. And like you said, what's the one thing that keeps people away from investing in the future? Or Cypress is talking about that fear, right? So if we keep enough fear in the general population, they're not gonna come out of this gold rush, this technological boom on top, right? So I mean, the goal is to keep the rich richer and the poor, right? Eliminating the middle class, right? And this is all just part of their plan, right? But if you keep people saying, "Oh, XRPs, they have to pay us $2 billion," then it looks in the public's eye like they did something wrong, right?
So what Frankie's saying right now, I want to stay on this, guys, before we get out of here, because that's really big. A lot of us that are in crypto, sometimes we're so smart that I don't think and I say this very kindly, I don't think we comprehend what the guy who's just looking at this from afar is thinking. And Frankie, what you're saying is right on, brother, because there's more people that are outside looking in than people looking in. I mean, that are people that are actually involved in crypto. So with these people, like, I've got celebrity friends, and they're like, "Nah, I'm cool with that junk." I mean, like, they literally think it's like a disease. And I'm like, what? I'm like, and it's like, I understand that we took the blue pill, red pill, whatever the hell you call it in the Matrix, but it's like a lot of people still haven't taken that damn pill, bro. They're like, "No, just leave me in the Matrix. I'm cool. That's stupid. It's going to end up going to, it's like a fad." I'm like, what? So Frankie, great point, man. There's a lot of people.
Perception is reality.
Yeah.
Perception. I mean, you're seeing all this negative stuff in the media about crypto and celebrating rarely the little wins that crypto has or anything, but most of the time it's a negative sentiment. So it's a way to trick the people. And I say it a lot on my channels. I don't even try to show anything about talking heads. Like, anybody that's a talking head who is on TV, or even if it's the SEC chairman and what they're saying, I don't trust it. I don't trust it. I'm going to trust the tech.
Yeah.
Tech
Yeah,
still
yeah.
lets me make transactions.
Yeah,
at
that,
the
that
end
was
of the day.
that was a dope comment, Frankie, when you said that just reading headlines, bro. That's the truth. That is the truth. That's
Yeah,
what it
and
is.
what they're being
Yeah.
programmed with is that crypto's bad. It's for criminal activity. I
Right.
mean, my dad worked for the Royal Canadian Mounted Police in Canada, and every time I talk to him about crypto, he's like, "Gary, it's for criminals." Like he said my name.
Right.
It's for criminals. Yeah. And so I'm just like, I'm a criminal, buddy. I'm gonna be the stupidest billionaire ever.
You're
on the
going to be
face
Tony
of the world.
Montana,
I
man.
promise you that.
The funny thing about it is that when you do talk to these people, like Frankie was talking about his boss, the only thing they reference to is the crap that goes bad in crypto. Oh, that FTX thing with the sandbag. That's all they do. They don't talk about any of the good or the fact that when, oh no, that's it's just crazy, bro, that people really feel that way. It's sad.
Well,
It's sad because
technology is really hard for people to adapt. It took years for people to adopt the internet. When it first came out, see, I'm old enough that I can see, how innovation has come. I missed out on a dot-com bubble. I missed out on Amazon. I literally had a family member come to me before eBay was even public, offer me the pre-IPO, essentially, whatever they had back then, at pennies on the dollar, and I could have invested about $500 into it. I said no. And, it taught me a lesson, though, because I look back at that time of multiple incidents where I could have made money, lots of money.
It reminded me, Alan, of the cell phone industry. We were so excited to go from pagers to flip phones. And then all of a sudden they came out with these damn, and I remember we had a chain, me and my wife, we had a chain of cell phone stores. You probably remember that, Frankie, in California. I had cell phone stores back in the day. I know Mike Owens does. And I remember older people would come in and they're like, I don't need that stupid FaceTime thing. And I remember sitting down with myself and I would say, ma'am, let me call a relative. I say, do you know anyone that you have not talked to in like 5 or 10 years? So, I haven't seen my sister Gloria in Florida for 30 years. So I put a family member on FaceTime that was in New York, and the lady it was like, oh my God. So I just think what it is that people just don't really understand it. They're just
I work with nothing but old people, so I can see two different worlds every single day.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna leave off on this. So the thing that I want to address to people is people that don't want to adapt the technology, they're already using it. They know they're using it, but not knowing it. Like, ask most of the older people, have you done a Zelle payment? Have you done a whatever, it doesn't matter, a Apple Pay or whatever,
Venmo,
PayPal, Cash App, all these things.
Even if they're not using it, it's like the flip phones. If you didn't get it by now, it's gone. Like at some point, you're either going to be a part of it, or you're either going to be a part of it early and get paid, or just you're going to be forced into it, like the iPhones now and stuff like that. Yeah,
they're going to make it so easy. Though is my point. I'm going to leave off of this. They're going to make it so easy because they already have it set up. A Zelle payment is done through a phone number or an email.
Yeah.
It's already in place. It's going to be that simple of a flip of the switch moment where everybody's already set up. They're already set up with a Visa, MasterCard, American Express, whatever. All those payment systems are already set up already. So it's not going to be that hard of a transition.
Yeah, I agree.
AJ, I got a great story for you because we're talking about transitions from one technology to another. So I've got my dad, that was my dad, and I had my neighbor's dad. So it was like a rich dad, poor dad situation. And my rich dad told me the story about rollerblades and how he was asked to invest in it, and he thought it was just going to be a fad, and he passed on it, and then look what happened. And the fad was there, then it waned, then it came back. So when I look at, when you guys were talking earlier about, HTML, HTTP, TCP/IP, and all these protocols in the internet age, and how everybody said it was going to be a fad. Even Bryant Gumbel on Good Morning America said it. And then, fast forward 15 years later, it is what it is now. And so when I remembered all that growing up and being the age I am and now in this age of technology now, it's like I can't miss it. There's just no freaking way. And, you got Crypto Navigator sharing information. You got Frankie. You got GDLT, Dual, Apex, 68J, yourself, sir, providing a platform, and getting live with 700 people. That makes an impact, and so I appreciate all you guys. And I think that we're still early. I think we're transitioning right now from the dial-up age,
So early.
not going to the Ethernet, or Ethernet connection, but we're transitioning. So I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad to help out. Whatever I can do to help anybody out, I'm always here. Just hit me up.
I appreciate you, brother, and I appreciate everything that you bring to the table and your support. So, guys, with that being said, I think we're gonna wrap it up. Unless there's something else you guys want, we want to say we're almost on 2.5 hours. It's been phenomenal. We're still 790, almost 800 live viewers right now, and I think at this point we've got about 4 of us that have already moved on, and I've got my daughter, her boyfriend, and my mother-in-law all here waiting for me. They've probably been waiting for us to go to dinner for about 2.5 hours. So, love you guys, appreciate you guys. Anything you guys want to say before you get out of here?
I have one quick question for the group, and that is this.
Yes, sir.
At the end of this bull cycle, 12 to 18 months from now, if XRP has not hit all-time highs, what are we going to do?
So what? So what?
We're going to still wait around?
Yeah, I think I'll say this for me real quick. I'm not in it for a few bucks, and I say that from a perspective of probably looked at as because I'm very well diversified, but probably looked at as a whale in the XRP when it comes to what I hold. But I'm not in it for a few bucks. I'm not in it for $5. I'm not in it for 10. I'm in it long term, and that's why I say, most people got a plan A, which is what we pay our bills with. Your plan B, which is probably crypto, will set you free. But I think we need to have a plan C, something that kind of keeps us occupied while we're waiting. Because if it's like, for an example, Mike Owens got out of here. Mike Owens, and I hate to say this, but the dude has made so much money on everything other than XRP. Like every time I turn around, he's made it was like 60 days. He made like $300,000 in one coin. Like in 60 in like literally 90 days, and so it's like, but that's not XRP. So you just got to be diversified. You got to get into other. And here's the truth: even though we support this incredible asset, it's one of the worst performing assets right now.
Absolutely, and that's why I asked the question, Jay. It's like, what would cause us to abandon our XRP bag? Would it have to be partners with Ripple starting to denounce that they're ever going to use Ripple payments? Like, what would be the catalyst to cause us to reevaluate the position that we have? I know G's going to have an answer.
Yeah, go ahead, G. Go ahead, G.
Yeah. So what?
And
would
I don't want to take up
with
too much
that?
time because I know you're trying to wrap up the.
No, you're good. No, take
thing,
him. No, I'm good. I'm good.
But
I'm good.
I do know.
That's an important question. Important question.
No, yeah, I've invested in XRP. I've tried to think of every possible outcome of like, okay, they're going to try to FUD the crap out of you out of this asset. So what if Ripple actually fails? What if like Ripple doesn't succeed?
Right.
But XRP Ledger and XRP is still around as a technology. You can still use it for what it needs to be used as. Right. So then what if some other company comes out of nowhere and starts using XRP, the digital asset, which was once probably, if this ever happened, would be considered a dead asset that, there was no activity, Ripple failed, XRP Ledger is failing. And then what if it leads to some other, community member or collective of community members to rise up and make the XRP, I'm prepared for any type of narrative is what I'm saying. Like Ripple failure, maybe Interledger succeeds, right? Interledger protocol connecting all ledgers and stuff and making payments happen across the internet. Like maybe that succeeds bigger than Ripple themselves said Interledger is bigger than Ripple. So, there's other things. That
I think if they could do something to overall make XRP and Ripple fail, then the ecosystem as a whole is in trouble. If they can take a company like Ripple, who's done, because what are they doing? Are they trying to build the world's greatest Rubik's Cube? Are they trying to redo the way we listen to music? Are they trying to? No. So people have to understand this whole. Let me say it like this. Mike Owens was talking about blockbusters to Netflix, and we're talking about cabs to Uber, and we're talking about hotels to Airbnb. That's small. That's peanuts compared to the whole financial system. That takes time. And so if we understand the time frame in which this takes, the rabbit versus the hare, I'm not a rabbit. I'm in this. I'm not the hare. I'm sorry. The hare versus the tortoise. I'm the tortoise in this thing. When I signed up, I understood exactly what I was investing in, and I believe everything that's going on as far as the evaluation from what Ripple said, what Jimmy Valley and those guys. I understand the long term strategy here and what it's going to take for them to adopt that. So I'm in it for the long run. If it doesn't happen in a few years from now, Is it frustrating? Hell, I'm human.
Yeah, it
Hell,
is.
yeah,
I'm glad we're all together commiserating over the price of XRP.
The
Actually,
storyline, the masses have to go with the progression of what's happening. Like they have to realize what we've realized. Oh, Bitcoin can't scale. It's going to be
not
tested.
green.
But
It's not sustainable. Yeah.
Let me say this.
Quantum resistant.
Let me say this. Even if it takes them forever and all this 2 billion crap keeps going on, here's an easy answer to the test. If Bitcoin goes up and they push this asset up to 250,000, 500,000, we're going to go up regardless. It's not the results we're going to be looking for, but just predicated off of that narrative, we'll see all-time highs.
I agree, and that's why I'm saying if we don't, like, like that's the thing. Like, I can't see a scenario in the next 18 months where we don't break $4. Right?
Let's zoom out. Let's zoom out for a minute here.
Hold on. Dude, watch this, dude. Let me say this real quick, Kripna. If Pepe and these dumb ass assets. I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to talk about an asset because I feel bad because somebody probably got their whole, whatever in it. But let's just say Chicago coin. If that moves up with Bitcoin, if it moves up with Ethereum, which I think all assets will go up at some point. I think if we just go up, what is it? I always say when Bitcoin dips, we dip just like that. If it goes up, we go up just like that. So I think in that just like that scenario, I think we're going to move up regardless. I think we'll see if there's a $100,000 Bitcoin, you're probably going to bust a couple dollar, maybe like $1 some XRP. If we see a $250,000 Bitcoin, you're probably going to have like a $4 or $5 XRP. I'm just saying,
at minimum,
at minimum. We hit $2 at 69.
And if Kathy Woods with ARK Investment and these brilliant people who are pouring all this money in from if that happens, we'll see a freaking $10 XRP someday just by now. God forbids it's actually utilized for what it was created for. If that happens, now Brad becomes a genius from the flip the switch comedy made or Rosie Reels. Like these people, it's almost like this, guys. Somebody told me a long time ago, well, do you think Elon is crooked for pushing Doge? No, I think Elon in his heart really believes Doge is a people's coin, and he's going to do everything in his power to add it to SpaceX.
He said so in an interview. He said those exact words. That's why he endorsed it. He
exactly.
Endorsed it because several people asked him when he walked by, "Hey, have you heard of Dogecoin?" And he goes, "Hey, if Bitcoin's the coin for everybody, but the people's coin's Doge, he's going to endorse Doge."
Dude, he spends
all they needed to say was XRP. Why didn't they say XRP?
But here's my point, brother. He spends his little hour on Saturday Night Live talking about a freaking a joke coin. No, he believes. So so he's not going to risk his reputation and his, who he's saying his integrity for that. Neither will Brad Garlinghouse. I don't believe these guys are doing. So you're going to fight the SEC because you're rolling dice. You're fighting the it's the things that we don't know that is driving us crazy. It's the things that they do know, which is why they fight the damn fight. So all I'm saying is, if you believe in Ripple, XRP, the utility, and the fact that they're not making guys, look, I gotta say this: they're not forging partnerships with movie theaters. They're not forging partnerships with Toys R Us. They're forming partnerships with governments. What the hell did those governments see in order to make their whole government, their country? Dude, come on, wake up. Wake up. Banks, and you're talking about brilliant legal. I mean, wake the freak up. I almost want to say other words like wake up. Like they got the greatest partnerships on the planet. They're building when everybody was running, when the damn market went down. They were building, they were hiring, they were acquiring these companies. Wake up, know what you hold, or go back to your goddamn job. That's all I got to say.
You know what it's like? We got what $2.5 trillion in the market cap right now.
Yeah.
Okay. We have quadrillions coming in I want you to go after this. We got quadrillions coming into the marketplace.
Yeah.
This is a slow rollout because we have so much money that's going to come into this asset class that it's going to take time. Not only is it going to take time, but there is going to be so many, like, lower level put in there, all boats are going to rise. Yeah, there's so many boats are going to rise.
Somebody told me,
you have a whole emerging, a complete old system going away, and all that money has to be tokenized.
Here's the answer.
The narrative has to play out. We all have to experience it. It can't.
Yeah.
We know what, like, it's like for us, we're watching a movie and we know we've seen this plot, or like know where
how it ends.
How it ends.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's people who don't know. right? They're watching it like, oh, I guess you've just seen a lot of movies or
Look,
or whatever.
I had a very wealthy person tell me something a long time ago, because Mike O, Cypher X, myself, and others who've broken that I want to get rich moment. Here's the thing, guys. I had a wealthy guy tell me this a long time ago. The greatest thing about opportunities like crypto, and I'm gonna even say YouTube as influencers, is that anybody can do it. That's the greatest thing about it. And the worst thing about crypto and things like YouTube is anybody can do it. That's the freaking problem. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. It doesn't mean you necessarily want to follow. So the point I'm trying to make, guys, is that you just got to wake up. And if you got doubt and you don't understand, educate yourself. And then when you're tired of that, educate some more, because if you really understand what's going on. See, I'm not following the people who are following a Chicago coin. People say, James, how did you become successful in life? Just following what the successful people are doing. So just figure out what your plan is. Figure out what you want out of this. If you want to jump at it $5, then just wait for Bitcoin to go up and you'll get a $5 XRP some point. Yeah. If you're in this for the long run for your family and family like Cypher X says, then damn it, wake up and do something. Because if you continuously do the same thing over and over, it's called insanity. Well, if whatever you've done in your life has got you God, I don't even know how to say this without sounding jacked up. Wherever you are in life is predicated off of what you've done and the work that you put into it. If you want more, damn it, then stop doing more. Stop thinking you can do the same crap and getting easy answers on YouTube that's going to make you rich, because it's not going to work that way. And you're going to have doubt, and you're going to have frustration and all these different things. You got to upgrade your mindset, and everything around you will upgrade. With that being said, guys, I got to get up out of here. I hate to hit end when everybody else probably wants to keep talking, but I got to go. Yeah. I got family that's probably going to disown me here in a minute. So
no, it's all good, Jay. Thank you so much for doing this. And
hey, man.
Navigator, you as well.
Absolutely, guys. Appreciate you guys. You guys are my brothers, and we'll see you guys soon. For everybody else out there, thank you guys for being out here. It's your boy James, aka 68J, Crypto4Life and Crypto Navigator, GDLT, DJ Jazzy XRP, Dual Citizen, and everybody else that was on the show. God bless you guys. We'll see you guys soon. Peace. All right, guys, we're off.